Oh, yes, we are live. Good Thursday, world. Big salute to you, Duro Recio. Bully Cat, man. I appreciate your support. You know I do, man. Much love and respect, brother. Thank you for being pole position. We're gonna call that pole position, man, when you first up the bat, man. But real talk, family, I do appreciate you, man. You know what I mean? I appreciate anybody who, shows up and is here to learn and You know, I mean, come on, man. Not everybody shows up to class to learn. Most people don't want to learn. They want things without having to put in that work, and more work three times, like I always say, man. But big salute to you, Dora Recio, man. I appreciate you, brother. But world, welcome to another episode. Bill. Big salute to you, Bill, man. Man, thank you for your support too. I was just bigging up my man Dora Recio, man, for all the support. And Bill, you already know, man. I appreciate you too, man. You support me too, man. Subscribe, say you one of my subscribers, you know what I'm saying? So you support me that way. And you broke bread and got you some DNA, Bill. So you already know it's love and respect off the top. And I'm here for you guys, man. Real talk. I want to see everybody win. But it's only for the few. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It's only for the few, family. A lot of people want to excel in these things that we call performance dogs, but they're not willing to put in that work, and more work three times, right? They're not willing to study and pay attention in class. And then not only once they study and pay attention, they're not willing to apply, right, the things that they learn so that they can see if what they learning is working, man. But big salute to you guys, man. Much love and respect. But welcome to another episode of Bandog Talk with the Dog God, man. We on episode 37, man. 37 consecutive Thursdays. Consistency is the key, right? To anything that you want to accomplish and achieve and excel at a high level, you have to be consistent because it's a process. You guys understand this, right? And it's like the Dow Jones average, right? If you follow stocks, you know what I mean? It's up and down, up, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. You know what I mean? It moves like that. You know what I mean? But the only way you get up, and then away, right? Up, and away, you blast off in the atmosphere as you stay consistent. You know what I mean? And that's one thing that I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? Jerry, salute to you, family. Thank you for showing up, man. You know what I mean? Thank you for showing up. But, you know, 37 episodes, consistent episodes every Thursday. I mean, come on, man. Consistency, man. And I'm gonna do my best. And I'm pretty accurate, man. I'll say I'm in the 97 percentile. I'm gonna be humble when it comes to the things that I say and I do, man. I'm in the 97 percentile because no one's perfect but the Lord Jesus Christ, right? He was the only man on the planet that ever touched flesh and blood that was perfect in God's eyes. So, all we can do is strive for perfection. So for me to say 97% consistent in the things that I'm telling y'all, as far as trying to make sure that I'm here every Thursday, man, giving y'all this in the field knowledge of this dog, performance dog, not just any type of dogs, but performance dog information, man. I'm here for y'all, man. I'm here to do that. But big salute, man, and salute to the 37, man, number 37, the 37th episode of Bandog Talk with the Dog Guy. We're gonna keep this shit moving. Um, of course, it's brought to you by Formula One Canines. That is me. Me. My theme is frames, brains, and motors, man. You know what I mean? That's what I focus on when it comes to my dogs. Okay. The best Formula One is the best level when it comes to racing, right? Car racing is Formula One, right? We know this. Okay. That's how I see my dog program on that level. And my whole engineering process as the head engineer is to produce the best functional frames on the dog, the best brains on the dog, right? Okay. Intelligence, smarts, awareness, all that comes with the dog's mind, its psyche. And then the motor, man, the drive. We got to have that super V12. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? When you hear that Formula One engine holler, that V12, all of them really the V10s, the V8. But when you hear that V12 screaming, you know what I mean? I'm sure y'all heard of Formula One car. You know what I mean? All the best technology, all the best of the best, everything is on that car. That's how I see my dogs. I'm striving to produce the best of the best in all aspects of a dog. And that's why I'm Formula One canines, man. But so, of course, this episode and all the episodes is brought to you by Formula One canines, which is me, frames, brains, and motors. That's how I see it. And like I always tell y'all, man, get comfortable. You know what I mean? If y'all like your herbal sensation, I done retired from the herb. I'm let's see, shit, man. How long has it been, man? Shit, almost 2 years, man. 2 years. 2 years without partaking. I have nothing against it now. So if y'all like y'all herbal sensation or your herbal sensations, I don't have nothing against it. Okay. So enjoy yours. Because I was a connoisseur back in my day. You know what I mean? But I grew out of it. Put it that way. Let's just say that I grew out of it, and I'm good. But I always keep it simple, man. I gotta have my vodka lemonade, my glass of vodka lemonade. You know what I mean? Just to curb the edge when I come on here. So I ain't got all that dog man stress that I deal with every day, dealing with these killers and hitters. So like I always tell y'all, man, you know what I mean? Crack your brewski, get y'all cocktail, whatever it is, roll you up some herbal sensations. You know what I mean? We're about to get into this dog talk. You know what I mean? Because this episode right here, I'm always giving y'all game. Y'all know that. I'm always giving y'all game. I'm giving y'all real stuff that y'all can apply. But this one right here, this topic right here, though, I'm gonna wake your program up if you're paying attention in class tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna wake your whole program up if you're paying attention in class. All right. So I'm gonna make sure I put that on the ticker before I get my little drink and say cheers to y'all. So let me put that in a little ticker. So just in case anybody come in, they know the topic at hand. I'm sure they can read, but we're gonna scroll that bad boy up in the ticker. You feel me? So let's go ahead and do that right here, right? And it says right in our face, why hybrid Vigor is a high performance working dog breeder's best friend. Okay, that's who we are on this line, on this podcast, on this live. You know what I mean? Like we really strive to produce and develop high performance working dogs. That should be your whole. Hold on, we back. My bad, y'all. Pushing buttons on accident here. You know what I mean? So, but like I said, we should be striving to produce the best performance dogs that we can. Now, of course, we are only assisting the Most High God, y'all. God is the creator of all these things that we have here. You know what I'm saying? Even the things that man create that came from the essence of God, put it in us to create these things that come from the earth. So us as dog breeders, we're just assisting God, you know what I'm saying, in his creation. So, we can only do so much, but we should still, based off of what we can control, what we have, under our disposal to work with these dog DNAs, be able to, to try to produce the best of the best when it comes to performance dogs. Okay. So before we get into it, I'm gonna go ahead and take me a sip. Cheers to you guys, man. I salute to all you guys, brother. Doricio, Bill, you know what I mean? Jerry, big salute to y'all, man. Thank you guys for showing up, man. Doricio got the pole position, man. He came early bird. So I salute you for that, man. I appreciate you, brother. But cheers to y'all. Oh yeah, that's righteous. That's righteous. I needed that. So you know how I like to start it off, man. I like to give y'all a little update on my week. You know what I'm saying? With the dogs, because every day is always something, right? Um, this week manageable, but I did have a situation. Um, and it's always with, like I told you, it's mostly with the puppies. The older dogs have grown accustomed to my rules and regulations as the warden, right? But I've told y'all before, I put my puppies through this pack, you know, experiment, prey driven dogs, in a pack. So, and I do this because I want them to learn their on-off switch when it comes to their prey drive. I do this on purpose. I know what's going to happen because the data shows what's going to happen every time. Okay. So I know what's going to happen. However, I do this for my own, so I can, kind of use the dogs to help me train them to understand an on-off switch. So anyway, I have let's see how many packs I got. I got 4 puppy packs. Okay. There's 4 groups that have an understanding of their packs. Okay. And there's various dogs as far as like breed types in those packs. They're not all the same breed types in one pack. It's personality based, right? So I have a pack with my pit bully breed type, if you want to call it a breed type. But anyway, my pit slash bully breed, which is Jaws, which is the pit bull, times Little Mama, which is the bully. Excuse me. I have them, which is 2 girls, in there with my Formula One Bandogs, which is my prima donna times Roman litter. Okay, so there's 3 of them in there, so a total of 5 in the pack. Now there's a female in there that for some reason, and like I said, I'm watching from the sidelines the pack dynamics. I'm not in the pack. I can only watch from the sideline as I observe when I go and I deal with them. But other than that, they have their own, family dynamics. It's their own shit. So as I'm, wrapping up my day, I'm coming up. And then of course, as I'm coming up my hill, the dogs is acknowledging me coming up. That's what they do. They go crazy. Oh, daddy's coming up. So they go crazy. Boom, 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 whatever. I park the ATV. I go up, to my deck or my porch. And I got that 4th pack that I'm talking about. I got them down below on a separate kennel in a 10 by 10. And anytime there's a commotion, all the dogs respond to it in a negative way. It's like they're telling on each other. You know what I mean? Like, this is what happens. So automatically, I'm already knowing it's a fight because, the dogs is giving a certain type of bark. I know they're telling, and I know like, oh shit, it's a problem, right? So I go and I'm looking like, where is it at? I look up at the top. No, it's not that pack. I go down and, they're jumping. They always jump. There's never a melee. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never seen a melee with all kind of dogs on each other, multiple dogs fighting. There's always the pack against one. It's just my experience with pack dynamics. So then I'm seeing what's happening. It's always the same bitch. Okay, they've jumped her before. This is not the first time they jumped her. So I go in there, and normally I have a whistle for them dogs. I tune them in with the whistle. They're not really responding to the whistle. I see a couple of them like looking up, but they're so into the melee. That melee got them just distracted. So I'm whistling as I'm walking towards them. Of course, yelling don't work. But then as I come up, right, and then I hit the 10 by 10, I bang it, bam, 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 right? As I get ready to open the gate, then they break off because they know what happened. They've learned over time, because that's how you teach dogs through reps, right? That when I come in with my energy, I'm not barking, but my energy, dogs feel your energy, right? If you understand dogs, they feel energy. They're spiritual. They feel energy. Me coming in with my energy, I'm furious because I'm already know I gotta, I might have to staple somebody up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not, I'm already pissed. Like, oh shit, what did they do to this bitch, right? So as soon as I bang on that 10 by 10, I open the gate, they break, they scatter. Now everybody curled up in the corner looking like, oh shit, we about to get whooped. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit, we about to get whooped. Yeah, y'all about to get whooped. So of course, I discipline everybody, even the bitch that got beat. You need one. Everybody get beat, disciplined, right? Because they need to know. They need to know. Everybody need to know. I don't play that. Whether you started it, you just jumped in, you wasn't in it, you just was watching it. Y'all all in the family, y'all all getting beat. So I gave them all they discipline. Now, this ain't no animal cruelty type talk. I want y'all to understand it. And I know I don't got to explain to y'all, but there might be some people that might come in here, don't understand how to deal with killers and hitters, don't understand how to deal with real performance type dogs with prey drive and man drive. You have to deal with them like how they deal with each other. Now, I'm not gonna bite them, right? 'Cause I'm not a dog. Dogs, that's how they communicate, with their mouths. Okay. I got my hands, whatever I need to show them the energy that I'm not playing, just like how they deal with each other, right? Right. So I'll make sure I do my discipline tactics. They understand it, they get it. And I'm not trying to, hurt the dogs, but I want them to feel the energy that I'm not playing. But me coming in, they knew it. They already knew it. They knew it. So I hit that thing and then open the latch, scatterbrain, everybody scattered out in corners, curved up, and they're tucked up. Oh shit. Yeah. Discipline everybody, grabbed the girl out, cleaned her up. Luckily, they just piranha'd her ass. They didn't shred her wheat, but they definitely put holes in her ass. So of course I got my solutions to clean her up and all that stuff, got my antibiotics, and she was able to bounce back. But that's, dealing with these adolescents, man. these kids, okay? It's always something with these damn youngsters, okay? Trying to teach them youngsters, okay? On and off switch. Teach them youngsters, like, I know you have killer in you. I know, I put it in you. However, if this is your family, y'all have a disagreement, because we have disagreements, but y'all need to reconcile. Now, on a good note, right? Okay, they're all kind of like around the same age, give or take a few months. All my packs, right, that I have right now, these 4 packs. I have seen, okay, at least with my older pack, by probably 2 months, they understand reconciliation. They finally got it. Okay. And I've had to teach them that and discipline them that, because they've done some serious stuff. That pack, right? That pack was the one that pretty much damn near tried to kill Red Tiger. Okay. And they've been doing that to each other too, right? They, you know what I mean? So that the first pack, they've been through their motions. However, I'm seeing them understand their pack dynamic, because they get into funk. I hear them, right? But then I also notice that they reconcile with each other too, because they know that I don't play that shit. Yeah, they might not want to reconcile, but they think about, okay, well, shit, I love it when, and this is why we talked about last week, how you got to be patient with your dogs, and, just build a relationship with your dogs, and, just get them to understand who you are, right? They know that I don't like that shit. There's a reaction from me that tells them I don't like it, energy wise and discipline, right? They know it. They've learned it over the course of whatever, 6 months. I think they're like 6 or 7 months old. Them puppies are, right? They've learned that over 7 months. Okay. They know my whistle. They pay attention to it. So when I hear all that, they get it in. I give them the whistle. And that whistle right there wakes them up. Oh shit, daddy coming. Right? Oh shit, daddy coming. And not only that, they know when I come and I go and I clean the kennels out, because it's routine. Every day, dogs learn off routine. They know I'm coming around. Oh man, we about to get fed. We about to get attention. Daddy gonna be rubbing my ears, because they love it, man. They love it. Your dogs love it when you're rubbing their ears, by the way. I'm gonna give y'all some game. It's like almost like a grounding energy thing. Okay. So if you got, if you like I said, because I'm always in shit and piss and dirt, I wear gloves. So it's easy for me to rub my dog's ears. It's almost like a Q-tip. I clean their ears out and shit like that. But anyway, my dogs love it. Every one of my dogs love it. And I do it. I rub in their ears, in their earlobe and shit like that. It's very sensitive, is a dog's ears. And my dogs love it. So I always make sure that when I'm feeding them, I give them that, I rub them, I rough, I grab them, I give them that rough energy, not mean, but rough energy. It's just, got to know how to minister to your dogs. And I do that with my dogs. So then my dogs understand, and my puppies, they understand that in order for us to get this attention that we like, not the attention that we don't like, but the attention that we like, we got to comply. And so I'm seeing that, as these the older ones, right? They understand reconciliation. Now, of course, as they get mature, I'm sure I'm gonna have to split the pack up because it always works that way. You know what I mean? Because as they get older, then their fights, even though they reconcile, is more damaging. And I've always ended up at 2 to a pack. I just told y'all because it's never a, you know, two dogs fighting and the other one step out and not fighting. It's always one against the whole pack. It's always that way. So because I got these killers, I'm learning this 2 to a pack is max for my type dogs. Maybe you can have dogs that can have multiple packs. My dogs that are bred to kill, it's only 2 to a pack because it gives it a fair advantage to both. To where if they get pissed off at each other, there's almost like a standoff. They'll get pissed and they'll do that little scuffle. And at the end of the day, they know, like, well, well, you might fuck me up, and you might fuck me up. Like they know that. Just the energy, you can tell. They'll get a standoff, right? They'll get into it, and then they'll stand off like, fuck, I can't take advantage of you. You ain't gonna take advantage of me. I'm not backing down, and then they stop. That's reconciliation. So anyway, that's all. You know what I mean? God is good. No, you know what I mean? I didn't have to staple up. I didn't have to staple the bitch up. Got her all good. She's good. No other problems. We good to go. So I always like to let y'all know what's going on in the week with these dogs. It's always the youngsters, man. It's the youngsters, man. Royalty Methods, man. Big salute to your family. Thank you for showing up. Stevie, man. I appreciate you, family. You already know I appreciate you, man. You know what I mean? Me and Stevie be talking through the week, man. You know what I mean? Brother got a lot of knowledge. You know what I mean? So big salute to you, Steve. Much love and respect. But I'm gonna take another sip and we're gonna get into this topic, man. You know what I mean? This right here is some game. I always give y'all some game, but this right here is gonna take your program, to higher heights. Let's say it that way, right? It's gonna take it to higher heights. And what I'm gonna do is I want us to watch two little YouTube videos about hybrid vigor, and then we're gonna get into the topic at hand. All right. So again, cheers to y'all. I'm gonna take my sip and we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna dive deep into this. Hopefully, you guys are taking the notes and paying attention, man. All right, so let me go ahead and pull this up here, man. Let me go ahead and pull this up. Okay, y'all see that? I'm sure y'all see that right there. Okay, so I'm gonna have two videos. This was a real short one, right? This is about rodeo bulls. Now I'm gonna tell y'all something. Before I got turned off by the American Bully, okay, me being a creator, right? An artist when it comes to these dogs, right? I I was trying to create my own type of American Bully. You know what I mean? I'm trying to not, I wouldn't say reinvent the wheel, but I'm trying to add something to the wheel. I thought I can do that with that American Bully. I wanted to create a performance version of a bully type dog, right? I wanted to go take that Juan Gotti type dog, you know what I'm saying, and put a V12 motor in it. You see what I'm saying? That's what I wanted to do to the American Bully, right? However, on my journey in the American Bully doing this, right, I've learned by experience that they're not ready for that. You know what I mean? They won't appreciate that, right? They appreciate only visual, right? Especially when it comes to XL type dogs, bigger than standard type dogs. They want them to be the heaviest. They want them to be the rainbow bright colors. I'm into performance, right? I need to make sure that function meets performance. I want it big, but not big enough to affect performance, right? I want to drive. I don't need no lazy dog. I need health. But see, they're not gonna respect that. So when I came in the game, right, in the bully game, I created that, right? I came out there. My first breeding was for that bully shit was GOAT, my double XL extreme double XL bully, GOAT, the GOAT. Okay, and I bred him to my pit bull bitch Africa and produced some amazing dogs, man. Big Sugar is one of them. Ox is one of them. I got a female too. Black. Her name is what? Black Girl. Anyway, produced some amazing dogs and sold that whole. I sold from what I kept, and then I sold the rest of them. It was an easy sale, right? But I put a fucking Gucci price on them dogs too. I put a $3,000 ticket on them. So when everybody's selling theirs for $5, whatever they sell them from XLs for, I put 3 bands on that, and it was easy. That shit went out, sold out. However, over time, right? Okay, over time, as I'm watching the game itself and I'm seeing what these XLs, you got to study the game to understand it, right? I'm watching the game, and then I did, like I said, I did an amazing cook up, and I had some people really on fire. Now I credit this to the market too, actually, as far as just economy. But man, I cooked up some amazing dogs, and I've had a lot of inquiries on them, man. But to be honest with you, I didn't sell not one of them damn dogs. I was willing to give up because I only had one male out of that litter, my best production out of that breeding that I just recently did. Okay, as a bully breeding, but as a performance bully breeding. Okay, but I decided that I wasn't going to drop my draws and give up the best dog out of that breeding. I needed the ticket that I asked for, and people that was inquiring, you know, I'm gonna say the economy made it to where they couldn't afford what I was asking. So being that they couldn't afford what I was asking, I just said, you know what, I'm keeping that shit. Okay. And then what that told me is that, you know what, the bully market is not ready for performance level bullies. They still caught up in that superficial shit. They'll pay money for what it looked like versus how it overall is. And that's not who I am as a breeder. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm going to be pushing dogs, I got to pick my markets wisely. So I scrapped that. Okay. I scrapped that shit. Okay. So anyway, what I want to show you guys is I got 2 little videos, YouTube videos, right? Okay. One is on bulls, one is on goats. And with that bull shot, I was going to create, and I'm going to tell y'all my secret. Maybe if y'all want to do it, I'm going to tell y'all what I was going to cook up. I'm going to give y'all my recipe. And, you know, of course, you're not going to be able to cook up like me because you don't know how to pick dogs out like me. However, I'm going to give you the recipe. If you want to do it, you can do it. And if you stand firm on it, you weather the storm and you really push your wave, maybe 3 years down the road, they'll pick up on it. Maybe even 2 years down the road. Maybe, I don't know. But I'm gonna give you the wave of what I was gonna do for the bully war. I'm not doing it no more. I scrap that shit. I'll give it away. I'm gonna give you the recipe. I'm gonna give y'all the recipe away. If y'all want it, y'all can take it. Okay. But see, y'all ain't got the dogs to be able to do it. But I'm gonna tell you what I was gonna do. I was gonna make a rodeo. I was gonna call it a rodeo bully. I was gonna call it a rodeo bully. So if y'all familiar with a rodeo bull, right? I'm sure y'all are. How they're built. I was gonna make a dog. And I have the recipe to do it. That's going to look like that and perform like that. Real talk. Look like a rodeo bull with the size and the muscle and the mean and the drive and all that shit you see in a rodeo bull. I was going to create that. I got the recipe. Okay. And the recipe that I was going to do, I was going to buy me a bauble. Because, you know, the coach love playing with DNA. That's what I do best. Okay. I play with DNA. Coach is going to buy a bauble. Okay, only for size. I don't need nothing. I just need a size. I need the biggest bauble. That's all I was going to do, the biggest bauble. Okay, and it's going to be a female bauble, right? And then I was going to breed that female bauble to AK-47 chopper. Oh, y'all can imagine what that's going to be. And then breed that female bauble to XXL bully, the goat, extreme bully, the goat, right? Now, the reason why I was going to take them 2 males, okay, I'm giving y'all a recipe, but see, y'all ain't got the dogs. But you know, y'all, if y'all can understand my vision, y'all can cook it up. I'm done. I ain't doing it. Shit. You know what I mean? They're not gonna pay me enough for that shit. I'm too good at what I do. They not gonna pay me. The bully game is be way over their head. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna pay me for that type of genetic, that genetic miracle, I'm gonna call it, that I'm just gonna cook up. Anyway, the reason why I thought of that, and I knew I was gonna create it, because if you guys look at the goat, if y'all know the goat is very extreme. What I mean by extreme, right? He's got very wide front and very wide rear. He's got that neck like that you see on the damn, you know, that hump on the neck that you see on them bulls. He's got a thick ass neck, big ass head, big shoulders, thick man bones. Why, the goat is the shit when it comes to his structure. Okay. Now I trim him down, but when I had him heavyweight, over 150. Okay. When I had him on his, let him eat the way he want to eat. That boy is a heavyweight. But I like to keep my shit conditioned. I trimmed him up, got him all muscled out. That's how I keep my dogs. Anyway, structure, frame. Okay. I knew I can get that rodeo bull look, y'all, from the goat. Okay. So I knew I can get that rodeo bull look, right, from the goat. Then I look at AK, right? Okay. AK, now you know how a bull, the face of a bull, they got that long, elongated, head, mouth, you know what I'm saying? And then the long body, right? The tuck, right? The leg. I knew I would get that elongated head and then long body from AK. Goat is mean goat is mean. Okay. If goat didn't understand that he was a bully, he would think he was a pit bull. He's a mean motherfucker. Okay. He's mean. He want all the smoke. He ain't built for it. Keep it real with you. Because he'll gas out, but he want it in his mind. He want all the fuckery. He's with it. Okay. He's a mean motherfucker. Okay. AK is all of the AK is the epitome of maximum performance. That's AK. Everything you could imagine as far as performance, AK is that. Okay. So boom. AK, go the sire to one Boerboel bitch. I was gonna take all those puppies. I might sell a couple of them because I know some people are gonna want some of those. I'm gonna make my bread. So, but I'm gonna keep the majority of all the puppies, right? And then what I was gonna do, y'all, is take those puppies from AK and GOAT and then just fucking breed those together and make fucking rodeo bulls, nigga. That's what I was gonna do. Okay, but nah. I just gave y'all a recipe. If y'all want to play with it, y'all, if y'all want to play with that, you can do that. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? The bully world don't deserve that. They're not going to pay me for that shit. So I ain't going to do it. But anyway, let's get into this topic at hand, right? Hybrid vigor. Let's watch this right here. This is about bulls. Okay, I got two of these videos for us to watch, and we're going to get into the topics. All right, so just peep game.
Modern-day bucking bulls have hybrid vigor. And we see this in action because modern-day rodeo bulls are from two different species of cattle, Bos indicus and Bos taurus. Bos indicus are the humped and long-eared cattle found in southern and desert climates. Bos taurus are everything else from dairy cows to the cattle you see in pastures throughout the Midwest and West. Hybrid vigor is when any species crossbreeds with a genetically different species. This causes a souped-up, superior, beefed-up baby bovine. The parent's genes amplify from both parents when passing to the offspring. Hybrid vigor is the common thing that makes a great rodeo bull. A prime example of hybrid vigor is Bodacious, one of the best rodeo bulls of all time. One parent was Bos indicus, Brahma, and the other was Bos taurus, Charolais. The massive strength of the Charolais was amplified, while the smart thinking and athleticism was amplified by the Brahma. Hybrid vigor isn't a magic potion. Bulls like Bodacious are famous because they are rare. In my experience, starting in 1986, buying and trying hundreds of bulls, I can tell you some bulls just don't have what it takes. Many times I tried big and tough-looking bulls and they ran across the pen with no buck at all. The bull business back then was a gamble. Ranchers and cattle traders knew that bulls with a rodeo look were worth something. As such, I had to pay way over meat price for these bulls. The only way out for a washed-out bucking bull is Happy Meal land. Hope springs eternal in the back of a bull trailer. Thanks for listening. I'm Barry, and this is my opinion.
Hey, shout out to Barry, right? Hey, y'all, shout out to Barry. That's his opinion, right? Okay. But you heard at the end, he said that even though you cook up these bulls, so that's what he's talking about, it's not guaranteed that hybrid vigor is going to, produce what you want it to produce. And he went through a lot of these type of big ass bulls to come to find out that they wasn't really worth the shit that he was looking for, right? However, if he wanted it, and he saw it, he had to pay for it. You understand what I'm saying? He had to pay for these top tier type performance type bulls, right? Right. This is why this topic is very important. This is why the coach is on phase 3 of his program, and I ain't over there selling my DNA out here. You know what I'm saying? I bless whoever I bless with. Y'all bless. God is good. Thank you. Thank me. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, but I'm not giving my shit away. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand this. I understand how valuable a hybrid vigor. And I'm about to give y'all some game about this hybrid vigor. Okay. Y'all see these rodeo bulls? Y'all see them. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He just told you what they do, how they cook them up, how they take 2 different type bulls to produce these freaks of natures, right? He just said it, right? Okay, that's, that's video 1, all right? Let's go to the next one. Hold on, let me find the next one for us, guys, okay? Because we about to dig deep into this right here, and I hope you guys are paying attention in class, all right? So let's go ahead and move that bitch over here. Let's go find the next video here. Okay, right here. And this right here, this guy right here, he breeds goats, but just pay attention in class, you guys. Just pay attention in class. This hybrid vigor goes for everything. You understand me? Everything. Why you think the queen's son, I forgot, Prince Harry went ahead with the half-breed, got married to the half-breed, the half-black, half-white chick, because they needed the outcross. They needed an outcross with that blood they got, all that cancer and all that shit, that royal blood. Anyway,
it's getting close to time where we're going to start breeding our sheep and goats again. Now, most of our ewes and does are out on pasture at various farms that we have, and it's getting to be about that time where they're going to be coming back home and we're going to be putting them in for breeding. And it got me thinking about a recent conversation I had with Dr. Woody Lane about hybrid vigor. I want to make a video today to talk about that. Stay tuned to find out more.
Hey, I already know all this, but I'm letting y'all see it from other people's perspective.
Hey everyone, it's Tim from Lanasa Farms Specialty and Heirloom Livestock. Thanks for joining us again today. So today we're talking about hybrid vigor. We're going to talk about a few key points. What is hybrid vigor? What are some of the good points and bad points to remember about hybrid vigor? What are the realistic expectations that you should have when crossbreeding your sheep and goats? And what are some of the ethical things that you should take into consideration when crossbreeding your sheep and goats? So when we talk about hybrid vigor, what is it? Well, the easiest way to think about this is to think about a mutt. And a mutt is a common term that we use here in the United States for a crossbred dog. And there's something very interesting about mutts, and that is they tend to be healthier. They tend to have less genetic problems.
Oh man, y'all paying attention in class now, right?
Longer. Just overall, they seem to do better. And why is this? Well, that's because of hybrid vigor. Hybrid vigor is when you have 2 different types of animals within the same species that breed with one another. And what ends up happening is that you get some good genetic traits from both of these different breeds when they breed together, and those better genetic breeds tend to manifest themselves in that specific offspring.
Take notes.
So essentially those dominant traits, the good dominant traits from those different breeds come together, and you have a healthier, more fertile, just a better animal in general. Why am I talking to you about this? Well, for some of you, this may be very, very valuable. And that is especially for those of you that are running a commercial operation. Now, we all have our favorite breeds. We all have specific breeds that we like to keep on our farm. But what I'm going to tell you today is you may want to consider bringing in a different type of breed into your operation, especially if you're running a commercial operation, and interbreeding them into your flock or your herd. This can help immensely with overall size, shape, structure, conformation, putting on that valuable weight that you may need in order to run a successful commercial operation. It may increase fertility. so on and so forth. But there are a few things that you need to consider and a few realistic expectations that you need to have before you do this. We recently interviewed Dr. Woody Lane and we talked about hybrid vigor. I had mentioned specific breeds. There's a lot of folks out there on the internet that are saying, this breed is worm resistant. Do you think people pay too much attention to breed specifically and not enough attention to genetics?
Breeds are something you can see. I mean, Bakewell in the 1700s laid the groundwork on that. The first American breed was George Washington's farm created it. You know, we've gone back with breeds, but that was very important before we had a lot more science. And it is still important because you can identify, you got the phenotype, you can look at the animal and go, oh, that's a Suffolk, that's a Lincoln, that's whatever. And there's metabolic differences between them.
That's easy what you see. What's inside though? What's the DNA?
Why would you be selling purebreds unless you had a purebred situation? All right, that's a specialized market. But if I have 2,000 sheep and I'm trying to make my livelihood on it, what I want is high producers. Right. And a purebred breed by definition doesn't have hybrid vigor unless you use an opposite ram, which is great. You could do that. But usually crossbred animals, they're more vigorous, et cetera, et cetera. You got more flexibility if you don't worry about which breed. Now, I'm talking commercial here. If someone is selling purebred animals, that's what their breed. But a commercial situation, you can get more than a 200% lamb crop, very vigorous, vibrant animals, very good in terms of surviving and, if necessary, parasite more resistance by crossbreeding. So which breed you choose to do that? We've got a lot of science knowing that. On the other hand, I've gone to a lot of shows and I've watched rams walk across the show ring. They would not make a cut in a
show dog.
They can't walk right. There's something wrong with it. And
show dog.
You know, that
phenotype
whole world
only
has gone off in a different direction.
Yeah, we have lambs that they're obsessed about the leg wool. You know, they're like
explain to me. Someone explained to me by looking at an animal, you could tell that she's going to give twins and it's going to be a good mother.
Right? Yeah, you can't. You can't.
That's the same technology that we were using in county fairs in 1830, and that's what we're basing it on now. We know more than that.
So what are some considerations that you need to know when thinking about hybrid vigor? Well, the first one is it isn't a perfect system. And that is to say that just because you breed two different breeds together doesn't mean you're going to get this super awesome
that's why you keep the whole litter.
Everything
y'all heard me talk about that shit in previous episodes. You never can
quite tell what traits an animal is going to inherit from mom or which traits that animal is going to inherit from dad. And you could end up with more traits from one side than the other. Some things are dominant. So again, we're looking at making healthier animals. We're looking at increasing fertility, things like that. But you never know what you might get. And you need to do your research to determine what traits tend to be dominant and what traits tend to be recessive. So for instance, if you run hair sheep and you consider bringing in a wool sheep to breed on them, you should realistically consider the fact that most of your offspring are going to have wool. Wool tends to be a more dominant trait, and so it's something that you need to consider. So what can you do for this? Well, if you're raising wool breeds, you can bring in a different type of wool breed. Perhaps you're raising whiteface, such as a Dorset, Columbia, something like that. And maybe you need a little bit more size, shape, and structure. You could bring in a blackface, a more terminal animal that tends to grow a little bit faster. If you don't care if you have wool or if you have hair, you can even bring in a hair breed such as a Katahdin or a Dorper to breed on your wool sheep. These are realistic options for you to consider. So we want you to have realistic expectations about what it is that you're going to get. Now, we have ran into this multiple times when crossbreeding goats. We really like to crossbreed in dairy breeds, dairy does on a larger frame buck, perhaps bringing in a boar buck or bringing in a Kiko buck, something like that, that's got a little bit more size, shape, and structure. So why do we do this? Well, we found over decades of raising goats that our boar moms tend to lack a little bit in milk production. So by breeding in some dairy breeds on a boar, we're kind of getting the best of both worlds. We're getting a little bit more size, shape, and structure, but we're also getting better milk production. So that would be an example. They also tend to be a little healthier and a little thriftier. So that's just one example. When it comes to sheep, we've had traditionally a lot of white-faced sheep, such as polled Dorsets. We've brought in some black-faced terminal sires, such as Suffolk. And what we find is that we get a little bit better body carcass size, we get a little bit more length, we get a little bit better leg. So these are just a few examples of what you can get. Now, I will tell you, when it comes to color, boy, that is a lot tougher. And that's a prime example of how you never know what you're going to get.
Hey, us
We have
performance
bred
dogs
dapple
breeders,
goats
we
on
don't care
dapple
about
goats,
color.
and we've gotten solid colors. We've bred solid colors on solid colors and got fur on Alpine and had the baby come out and look almost exactly like a boar. We've done it and had them come out looking almost exactly like an Alpine. So again, the best way to get around this is to keep stock that you like, keep a good record saying, this is what I bred them on, this is what my outcome was, and you're going to learn. You're going to learn that some of your moms are going to throw a specific type of kid if they're bred on a specific buck. Some of your ewes are going to throw a specific type of lamb if bred on a specific type of ram, and so on and so forth. So it's not enough just to throw a couple different types of animals together, a couple different breeds together. You've got to do it, and then you've got to look at what the outcome is and keep records of this.
You got to take notes.
Do your homework when you go to the breeder to purchase the animal. See what they tend to throw genetically. See what they tend to throw consistently, and you'll have a better idea of what to expect moving forward. Now, when we get into the ethics of this, this is where things can get tricky. Crossbreeding is probably not right for you if you are raising a very specific breed. You know this and I know this. There are a lot of cheaters out there.
And we're talking about
there are individuals
the dog game, we call them paper
raise
hangers.
an animal. Let's use polled Dorset as an example. They have polled Dorset. They sell registered polled Dorsets, and perhaps they bring in a black-faced terminal sire, breed it into the flock to get better conformation, and then breed it back out. Every breed has specific breed standards. That could be hoof color, that could be nose color, wool color, things like that. Same thing comes up with boars and other goats. So when you get into the ethics of this, it is extremely unethical for you to sell an animal as a specific breed when you
they
know
do all the
that
time,
it's
right?
not. You
they
can really screw up
game.
someone's
They
farm
stay lying.
by selling them an animal that you tell them it's one thing, but it's actually another. Everybody wants to win. I get that. Winning is awesome, but when you're cheating to win, that's something that you're going to have to live with. I'm not the police. I'm not the one to tell you if what you're doing is right or wrong, but I think it's very important for you to consider ethical outcomes when you are selling livestock to a farm. I don't know about you, but if I went to buy a boar goat and someone told me, oh, this thing is papered, it's 100% boar goat, and they just simply cook the books and it's not, I bring that in and I breed that into my herd, I'm going to be pretty pissed off when I get some weird things happening when I start to have babies. So very important to keep in mind. An example of this, I'll tell you, I bought a registered 100% polled Dorset buck years ago. I bred him on everything, all of my ewes, and the next year I started having all of these black wool colored babies coming out.
And even in the goats, they be paper hanging.
I couldn't show them as polled Dorsets, and that really messed up my farm. Of course, it's not even worth my time reaching out to the producer because he or she are just going to give me a line, and it's not worth my time.
The best of us.
Again,
all of us.
Ethics are important. Please keep that in mind. Crossbreeding and hybrid vigor may be something that can help your farm. Then again, it may not. That's going to be up to you to decide if that fits in well with your breeding program.
All right, so let's move on. So I just wanted to just give you guys that just before we get started. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of the rodeo bull. Like I mentioned to you guys earlier, I wanted to make a rodeo bully. I was going to call it my own bully. I have the recipe, but I scrapped it because the bully world ain't for me. You know what I'm saying? That's those people out there don't deserve my dogs. But what I was, I wanted to show you guys it from, this works for all plants, humans, every animal. Hybrid Vigor is, it's for us who do working dogs, it's our best friend, man. If you're good at this, if you're good at understanding this, man, every dog that you produce should be better than the next one. Every dog you should produce will be better and better and better and better, because you know this art form. And all the breeders who understand this use this to their advantage. Okay, they use this to their advantage. And being that we do Bandogs, and before I dig deep into this, man, let me go ahead. Carolina Blue, big salute to your family. Thank you for showing up. Young Ready Red, thank you, family. Thank you for showing up. Royalty Methods, you already know, man. Big salute to you. Larry H, big salute to you. Corey I, big salute to y'all. I just want to give y'all shout outs before I get busy, man. And I already know I'm gonna get into the chat, but let me, I gotta cook for y'all, man. I gotta cook for y'all. And I want to say one thing before I start cooking. Okay. Over here on this podcast, on this live, this is class. Okay, I'm not here to entertain y'all. This is not entertainment. You know what I mean? This is something that if you guys are paying attention and you guys want to do what I'm doing, not necessarily exactly what but shit, y'all know what I'm doing. I'm the Formula One of this shit. I'm trying to be the best in the world, one of the best. I'll keep it humble, because I'm a humble man. I keep it rooted. I keep myself rooted, but I'm confident in what I do. I want to be one of the best when it comes to these performance level dogs, okay, that ever produced them. I want to be. I strive for that. So what I do on these Thursday podcasts, these lives, is I'm coaching, right? That's why I'm AKA the coach. I'm the dog god, AKA the coach, okay? The first priority for my coaching is myself, me, myself, and I. I play in the game and I coach myself every fucking day, okay? And I extend what I know and what I've learned coaching myself and playing in the game of dogs, performance dogs, high performance dogs to be exact. I come on Thursdays and I give out this game for free, because I know that if I had somebody who was in tune, okay, and I knew took their shit seriously and they was really passionate about it and they was willing to give me a couple of jewels, I'm paying attention to class. I'm taking notes. That's how I've always been in my life. Anybody that I saw that was doing it at a high level, I was there paying attention. So our lives are not going to be entertaining. Okay, this is educational over here, right? That's the only reason why I would give my time out, to give back. You know what I mean? I'm not here for the hoopla and all the rah, rah, rah. But at the same time, if you're paying attention in class, you're going to get something, man. And this topic right here, I want you guys to pay attention to, all right? So when it comes to this hybrid vigor and why it's so important, as you heard, right, from what was his name, Harry Berry, whatever his name was, about the rodeo bull. He just gave us a quick little 2-minute shot. Okay, his experience and his opinion based off his own experience. And he told you how they make these performance bulls, not just a little dairy cow, not just a cow that's on there. No, performance bull. How? He just gave us the wave. He take 2 different breed types, cook them up, explosion, you get these amazing bulls. Because that's what we want. We want amazing dogs. We just heard it with the sheep guy, the goat guy. Okay? How you get amazing sheep. And this is all the way around. This is all across the board. This is if you do your research on this hybrid vigor play, everybody concurs this. Okay? Now, watch this though. A lot of people get this damn performance dog shit mixed up, right? With purebred type dogs. They get it mixed up. And the game dog community, the ones that's, the today game dog community, right? They're in denial about what's really going on with those game dogs, right? Because the OG country guys who were the originators back in the 70s, 60s, 80s, 1800s, 1900s, whatever, the OGs, they knew about this hybrid vigor play because they was taking mutts on mutts and doing shit, making dogs. That's what they was doing. They didn't have internet. They didn't have encyclopedias. You understand me? They just had dogs in their residence and they was cooking dogs. And then they was picking dogs based off of what they cooked up. And then based off of those dogs, legacies was made, right? Folklore were made off of those dogs, but the recipe was something that most people didn't understand. We now, through technology, get to understand this technology, or excuse me, this recipe, which is called hybrid vigor. So if I'm making a performance dog, and let's say I'm following some standard, whatever that is, and I'm saying, okay, I want to make my dog the best, but I only have this gene pool to fuck with, which is pit bull on pit bull on pit bull on pit bull, or whatever breed you're talking about. We're gonna talk about the game dog community real quick. Game dog pit bulls. Pit bull on pit bull on pit bull on pit bull on pit bull. So I can only go pit bull to pit bull, pit bull to pit bull. If I only had that gene pool to work with, and I don't necessarily know how those people bred their dogs, and I'm just bringing it into my genetics and just crossing my fingers. I mean, you know, am I really going to get the outcome that I want performance wise? I don't know. I'm coin flipping, right? 50-50 chance I might get what I want. Now, watch this. If I'm the OGs from back in the day, where nobody was in my genetic lab, nobody was in my yard, nobody was telling me what I could do, nobody telling me, oh, that's my mutt. That ain't shit. That ain't nobody telling me nothing. But I got these dogs in my neighborhood, whatever. I got these dogs in my state. I got a couple of dog men with all kind of different type of dogs. And I got my pit bull. And I like him, but he's lacking some shit. Right? But I got my partner over there, you know, 2 counties away, and he's another dog man like me, and we're friends, and I go to his yard and I see his dog, and I'm amazed by what that dog can do performance-wise. I'm amazed at that. Like, whoa, I wish my dog could do that. Well, I'm not wishing on shit. I'm not wishing. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take that dog and breed it to my shit. That's what I'm going to do. Because who are you? Matter of fact, there is no other yous, right? Because they're not in that wave that we're in right now, where everybody is like they're an expert when they don't even do the shit. They're an expert, but they ain't out there cooking, right? They ain't in the lab cooking and finding out trial and error. But these OGs, right, who create these legendary dogs, they out there looking at dogs, whatever the breed is. I like that hound dog or whatever it is. I like that mastiff. I don't care whatever you see that you like performance-wise that you think that you can add. Now they're experimenting with different genetics and they're seeing the offspring based off of what they have, right? Based off of the dog that they originate with, they see the offspring better. Now, based off of this, you know, experiment that they're doing within their own gene pool around their area, right? They're not importing shit. They don't have the resources that we have. They're just going over to homeboy's house and, you know, Bobby's house and, you know, Cletus's house and seeing dogs and breeding. They're learning by trial and error. And they're taking notes, or like the goat breeder said, keeping records of what dogs are the best. They're keeping whole litters so they can see what they have, right? Then if they have it, then they say, okay, boom, we got enough. Cool. I got this dog. I like that. I got that dog like that. I got, you know, litter mates, you know, but the gene pool is so vast and broad. Then they start inbreeding and line breeding and inbreeding, right? Until the dog breaks down. Okay. And then guess what they do when it breaks down? They go and outcross. Maybe not to a pit bull. Maybe they'll go to another breed, right? Because in those days of the game dog, it was not a confirmation show. It was a performance show. It was no, your dog looked like a hound with his flappy ears. Your dog looked like a terrier. You know, it was a wait and a date. Can you perform? Yes or no? Okay, nobody's walking the dogs around the box for confirmation show. And then, okay, you qualify confirmation wise. Now, so let's put them in the box. No, that wasn't what it was about back then. It was about performance. This is why we're talking about this tonight. Okay, because us doing these performance dogs, band dogs, whatever performance dogs you got, hybrid vigor is our best friend. Okay, not inbreeding is our best friend. No, that's not our best friend. No. Now, If you want to debate this, that's on you. You can debate it all you want. Okay. Get in the lab and then debate that in the lab. Okay. Get in the lab. Why don't you do this? This is how you debate with yourself. Okay. If you're a real dog man and you really about this genetic shit, you take your inbred dogs and then you take the now, hold on now. I gotta break this down because see, a lot of y'all don't know how to cook, make good dogs. So let me teach you, right? We in the classroom. Let me teach you how to make a good dog. Okay. You take your inbred best dogs and breed those together. Boom, 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 right? Your best of the best inbred. Okay. Line bred, family dogs, you breed those. And then what I'm going to do in the lab, okay, I'm going to teach you to do this. Okay. Try this. Try it. Take your best of your inbred dog and outcross it with another best outcross. Breed those together, right? And see which offspring outperform which offspring. Try it for yourself and then come back with the notes, right? Keep your records. But see, most dog men out here, they ain't got the time to do that. They ain't got the mindset to do that. They stuck in their ways. They not in the lab. They not what they call mad scientists with the DNA. They're not experimenting. They don't have the time to keep every dog in the litter. They don't have the space, the money to do that shit. How would you know unless you do it that way? That's the only way you know. That's how science does it. Hey, that's how science does it when they're experimenting. They keep everything so they get notes on it because you're not going to know, just like my man was saying with the goats. This ain't no sure, this ain't no guarantee. You just can't say, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, I'm going to pick that one and that one's going to be the one and it be the one. It don't work that way. Ain't no lucky. You heard my man with the bulls. It's not no lucky little, you know what I mean? It's not no damn that's genie in a bottle. No, you're going to have to really put in the work. So how do you do this? You do this like the OGs was doing it back in the day when they weren't selling dogs and they were just cooking up dogs and they had farms or whatever they had, country land, and they would do this, they keep all the dogs. And then they would let the dogs show them who the best is. Not the pedigree, not their pride. They would let the dogs show them. And based off of those dogs that performed the best, showed them the best vigor, they chose that, right? They chose that. But how will we know this today if we're not doing what scientists do when it comes to these dogs? What the OG dogmen, who a lot of people dick ride to this day, right? They dick ride their legacy to this day, but they don't even know how they was cooking up them best dogs, right? But they're not doing it the right way. They're not using hybrid vigor to their advantage. You know what a lot of these pit bull guys want to call dogs? They like to call dogs mutts. Well, what did the OG goat guy say about mutts? Okay. What is every dog on the planet aside from the wolf? What is it classified as before it becomes a breed? It's a mutt. It's mixing genetic breeds to make a breed. Every dog's a damn mutt. But these lame ass pit bull guys, game ones, they want to call a dog a mutt. Like it's a down, like you slighting a dog. Really? You know why? Because they're not in tune with this breeding shit. They're not in the lab with the breeding shit. They're not taking notes on whole litters and assessing dogs and letting them mature. They're assessing puppies and throwing them in the trash. Oh, this dog ain't shit. And I'm just using them as an example. This can go across the board with anybody in any breed. I'm just using them as an example. Okay, because they're the most vocal about performance dogs. Them pit bull guys. Most of them don't know shit about breeding performance dogs. Breeding performance dogs. They might know something about a history that's not theirs, but breeding performance dogs, they don't know shit about that. I'm about to school them, and I'm about to school y'all on how this shit works. Okay. Now, I can only speak on my example. I always tell y'all, I speak on my own. I coach myself in the field because I do this. I have multiple dogs. I keep whole litters. I let my dogs show me who they are. I don't just grade them prematurely. I don't let a puppy tell me that it's going to be the best. I don't let the puppy tell me he don't make it in class. Like, y'all, you don't make it, you're a puppy. I don't do that. I'm not naive to dogs. Some of these individuals, they're naive to dogs because they don't have no experience with dogs. They haven't had a chance to see dogs develop in front of your eyes and show you something when they was puppies and blow your mind when they're adults. They have never had that experience. I have. Okay? That's why I can speak with conviction. Okay? Because I've done it. I've done what the OGs have done. Okay? However, I have the knowledge, though. I have the foresight based off the knowledge, thanks to technology, thanks to the internet, to know what I'm looking at when I see it. Versus them, they're really experimenting. They're learning on the job, and nobody's telling them. They're not getting game from their partners, or somebody in Europe or whatever else who told them something that they was paying attention to. Like, damn, I wish I would have. Thank you for telling me that, homeboy out there in Europe. I didn't even know that. They was giving me the game. They was in there experimenting. However, we have the internet to learn from others who have done it and then go in the lab and put in the work. That's what we have, right? So watch this. A lot of individuals want to get involved with this type of dog, creating a type of dog. And we already know that Bandog, since we're on a Bandog channel right now, we're talking about Bandogs in particular, but it goes hand in hand with all performance dogs. Bandog is not a breed. Okay, it's not even a type. Okay, it's a classification of a dog, working dog, right? But a lot of individuals get into this theory of creating a type. They want all their dogs to look the same. Well, once you get into that realm, you're going to sacrifice something. You're going to sacrifice something. Okay? It's hard enough to get a high performance dog to be high performance. But if you're trying to breed a type with high performance, oh, that's even harder. Okay? So you damn near got to pick one. Are you breeding for a type, which is a phenotypical look, or are you breeding for performance? You got to pick one. That blend is like, that blend is hard to create. A dog that looks one way but has the highest level of performance, the highest level of vigor, that's hard. That's hard. That's hard. That's really hard. Now, I'm sure there's people experimenting with that, and salute to them because they're experimenting with that. Creating a type with vigor. Okay? But that's, that's work. Okay? The average guy, the average gal who's into these type dogs that want type and performance, they're not going to figure that shit out because they ain't got the time or effort or the money to do it. Okay. Only people who's really serious about their craft can do that shit. Okay. They got to have land. They got to have money. They got to have time to be able to blend type with the highest level of vigor and performance. Okay. But we're going to keep it lame. We're going to keep it basic right now. Right. We're going to say one or the other. Now, if you get into trying to say, okay, I want my dogs to look all the same. If you're that way in your thought process and you want them dogs to be high performance, hang it up. Hang it up. Now, your level or your understanding of high performance just might be in your mind. You might think your dog's is high performance until you see a dog that outperforms your dog. See? Because you're stuck in your arena. It might be a small arena. You're like, oh, I breed the type and my dogs perform. Well, you ain't seen all the dogs, right? You haven't had you know what I'm saying? Like you haven't had your wig split by a mutt, right? You haven't had that happen, right? In the game dog world, when they was really out there testing dogs, that's, everybody has it. It's like any given Sunday, you know what I mean? You might think your dog is a shit until you meet somebody that, you might see the dog like, oh, that dog like a piece of shit and just wreak havoc on your shit. Matter of fact, might even kill your shit. Dog look like a piece of shit, look like a mutt, but wreaked havoc. But you know what they was doing? That breeder wasn't doing, right? That you probably wasn't doing. They was utilizing hybrid vigor. They knew game about hybrid vigor where your understanding of breeding was minuscule or small. So you was like, man, I'm gonna inbreed best of all my shit in my yard. I'm gonna keep doing that. Look at these dogs, but motherfucker over there in another country, he was over there mixing and matching the whole time. He was mixing and matching, or somebody over there in the sticks somewhere was mixing and matching the whole time. He was breeding best dog to best dog. Didn't care if it came from his family. Didn't care what fucking breed it was. He was breeding best of all the best dog, and he was bumping his head in this thing that they call hybrid vigor. He was bumping his head. He didn't even probably know what that was. He was just taking best dog to best dog. He saw what he lacked. He bred to that. He bred to that. Oh, I'm lacking this. Which dog that I have in my surroundings that's going to give me what I lack? And then he bred to that. And then he got hybrid vigor. And he saw, wow, because that's what you see when you do it. Okay. You see, wow. That's what you see. I'm a witness to this shit. Okay. I see, wow. I understand why. Like the GOAT breeder said, commercial breeders do it. Commercial, they making money. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to make money off what I do. It was a hobby a long time ago. It was a hobby for me a long time ago before I spent over 6 figures on dogs, before I built all this shit for these dogs, before I spent $3,000 a month every month on the fucking dog food. Okay, before I had 30 dogs. It was a hobby long time ago. This is a business. And if I want to be the best at what I do as a businessman, okay, I need to figure out how to create the best. How are these commercial breeders doing their shit? The rodeo bull, how do they breed their shit? Hybrid vigor is their best friend. So why should it not be my best friend? Right? Why would I be breeding a type? Why would I be breeding for what somebody like the way my dog looks? If it's going to sacrifice performance. I'm talking about what somebody else like. Now, as a businessman, we talked about this too, right? You want to make sure that the dogs that you're selling has an appeal to them, right? Because, you know, people don't see the motor. They don't see the brain. They see the frame. They see the exterior. Then they tap into what's inside, right? But if you can make that aesthetic, the phenotype match the genotype, then, you know, you're off to the races, right? But if you notice with rodeo bulls, right, they come in all shapes and sizes. And each rodeo bull has its own look that looks good to the person who is looking at it, who understands what they're looking at. That's why you have different variations of the same car, different trim kits on the same car. It's the same rodeo bull classification, but they got different body styles. See what I'm saying? So when you understand this, when it comes to your dogs, you ain't got to get caught up in what your dog looks like, as long as you put the genetics in there that's going to get the performance first, and then the look is going to complement its performance because of your genetic cookups. That's an art, though. Right there, that's an art. See, I would rather have, check this out, I would rather have a fucking raggedy mutt that performs at the highest level, that will live the longest, that's healthy, that's smart, than the prettiest show dog that's #1 in the country. I would rather have that, because what we are, we do performance dogs over here, right? That's what we want. Okay, I can give them, you know, I do care, I can't front. I want my dogs to look good. But you know what? I'm not going to pick that dog to look good over dogs to perform good. I'm not going to do it. Okay. But other people who don't understand performance dogs, they would, right? They, oh, that dog look good. I'll pick that one. Are you stupid? You know what I mean? But they not in our lane. I'm speaking to y'all because y'all in our lane. Okay. Our lane is performance first, looks secondary. Okay, if you are blessed and have a gift, you should be able to blend the two, even though performance is still our focus. Still our focus. How do we get that as breeders? Hybrid vigor. How do we make hybrid vigor look good? Well, that's where you become an artist like me. How do I get hybrid vigor to look good? Okay. Now, inbreeding and line breeding still does play. I'm not saying it don't play now, But see, there's an art to that, right? If you think ahead, right, you'll get, let's say, one stud. I'm gonna give you an example. I got an AK-47 chopper. I'm gonna use him as an example. I do this with all my dogs. I'm gonna use AK. I got an AK. He's a stud. He's a platform. I like him. He's a freak of nature. He's produced by Hybrid Vigor. Hybrid Vigor created this freak of nature. Okay. So I'm grateful for him. Now I'm going to use his Hybrid Vigor ass, his Hybrid Vigor DNA. Okay. Plethora of genetics, all good, some bad. Everything, everything plays in this genetic pool. But I see the good in this boy. And then what I do, right? And this is what smart breeders do, is I will take him to a Hybrid Vigor litter of bitches, all sisters, and breed them to it. And guess what I get off of each one of them sisters? I get Hybrid Vigor puppies. And guess what? I get the same genetic pool, even though there's variations between the sisters. Now, should I be able to get type? Yeah. But see, what I'm getting is type with variation, which is not going to put me in a box as a high performance dog breeder. It's not going to put me in a box. I'm going to let the genetic variation play out, hope that I knew when I drew it up in the lab that them dogs were going to look good, whether the variance of the type, whatever comes out, they're still going to look good. But I use the same DNA profile, which is the main stud, to a litter of sisters with Hybrid Vigor. Each of those puppies are going to have variants, and I can breed those together too to tighten it up, tighten those variances up until I see, based off my notes, I'm lacking. Oh shit, I'm lacking. This too tight. Well, what are we going to do? What does the lab notes tell us? Well, we're going to outcross because we know Hybrid Vigor is our best friend. So hopefully what I was doing too was taking AK, if he's going to be the foundation, I was taking to another family of bitches, right? Taking to another bitch or family of bitches and breed them that way. And then I would take that, let's say that dog that was breaking down, that family dog that was breaking down, then I'll take it to AK's other family of dogs and breed those together. Hybrid Vigor again, but still keeping the genetic. See, this art. It's an art to this shit I'm talking about, y'all. It's an art to this. However, like I just said, like you see in the ticker, okay? This is the reason why Hybrid Vigor is our best friend. This is why we should use this to our advantage to create high performance dogs, because that is our focus. Okay, these aren't show dogs that we're just prancing around and want people who judge these type of dogs and say, okay, that dog look like the dog I wanted to look like, so that wins. That's not what we're doing over here. Hopefully that's not what you're doing if you're creating performance dogs. But if that's what you're doing, then you're not going to excel at this shit. This what I'm talking about is over your head. You might not want to be in this class. This class is above your knowledge. Okay, but for those of us who really want to see our dogs better, every time we cook them up, okay, I don't care if you got the best dog you've ever seen and that you ever created in your life, and you're like, oh, I love this dog, I want to see this dog, I want this dog to stay here forever. Okay, well then, if you want that dog to stay forever, you know what you do? You go in and get that boy's semen froze up. You go get his semen froze up on ice. Go collect as much semen as you can on that dog. Let's say if it's a male, collect as much semen as you can there. That's how you preserve that dog. Other than that, you should be making better dogs than that. If you're good at what you do, not everybody's good at what they do. Not everybody sees it as, okay, even though I have this stud, he might be legendary, right? We're talking about these males, right? He might be legendary. Everybody loves him, but you know what? I need to make better versions. I don't want to make him. I can, like I told you, I can go freeze his fucking semen up. I can have 100 vials of his semen on deck. That's that stud. He's on ice. Whether he lives or die, I got him. Okay? He's froze up in my sperm lab. Okay? But I don't need to worry about him. I got him frozen. He's good. That's a whatever. Whatever he was born, that's a 2010 version of my dogs. Was a great version. That was a great year. That was a great dog. Okay. But because I am really in tune with making better dogs, I want the 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014. I want every year I cook up that style of dog, I want it to be better. If you're not thinking like this, you guys, as a high performance working dog breeder, then you're going to be stuck in a box, right? You're not going to excel at what you're doing, right? Okay. This is advanced thought. And I want you guys to see it as such. If you're doing this, right? If you're cooking up dogs, I want you to see it as advanced. I want you to be striving to make better dogs. I don't care if you got the best dog. Like I told you, I don't care if you got your best dog. You should be like, man, I gotta do better than you. And if the dog has variance from what your original sauce is, but it's better, accept it. Whether it's smaller, whether it's bigger, whether it's the same size, accept it. Accept it. You might have a dog, let's say, for example, I got AK, 26 inches tall, 112 pounds, freak. I love them. Okay. I got a platform that I'm building dogs off of. Okay. Now, I have his sons and I have his daughters, but let's speak on his sons. Okay. I have his sons and they are variances of him. They're not him, they're variations. Because I understand that each variance of genetics is going to be its own, and I just want to see what they are. If let's say one of his smaller sons outshines him performance-wise, real talk, because I'm a performance breeder, outshines him intelligence-wise, ability-wise, strength-wise, and he's smaller. If because he's not AK, am I going to say, oh, man, he checked everything else, but he ain't got the size as the chopper. I need the size of him. Am I going to discredit him for being better than his father? No, I'm going to give him his props. You might not have the size, but you excel in everything else. And my shit is performance. You excel in everything else to your father. So guess what? I'm going to give him, even though he might be smaller, I'm going to give him his grade. I'm going to give him his promotion. I'm going to say, even though he might not be 112, he might be 98 pounds. He might be 22 inches. He might be 23 inches, right? But overall, you're better than your daddy. I'm going to give him that because I understand it. I understand it's the overall package. It's not just one aspect. And if they don't meet that one aspect, they don't pass it, right? You get narrow-minded when you think like that. No dog is perfect. No dog in your lab is going to come out perfect. But we got to do the overall grade when you're looking at dogs. You got to give the overall grade, okay? Because no dog is going to match in grade. There's always going to be one grade higher than the other in certain genetic attributes that you're looking at. Period. And you need to understand this when you're cooking up these dogs. You need to assess these dogs accordingly. Okay. And you need to also understand that having the right genetics from different family of dogs is the most important tool to your breeder genetic cabinet, right? It's the most important ingredient to your breeder and genetic cabinet. Okay. You can trust me on this one because I'm in the lab cooking that way. I'm cooking that way. I'm seeing and I'm taking notes like my man, the goat breeder said. I'm taking notes. I'm paying attention in my own class, right? Right? I'm watching dogs. I'm assessing dogs. I'm not forcing a certain type of type or a certain type of behavior in my dogs. I'm letting my dogs show me who they are. When they show me who they are, then I develop it. That's what I do. Because not every dog is the same, whether they come from the same litter or not. Not every dog is the same. So I let them show me who they are, and then I add to it based on what they show me. And then based off what I add, if they can accept it, I can say, okay, well, shit, you got a brain. Remember, frames, brains, and motor. You got a brain. That means you can learn, young puppy, doggy. That's not your gift, but you can learn. Okay, cool. Now I got to put more time to teach you these things, right? Boom. If I see a dog that don't have something, but it's willing to learn, I love dogs like that. That's hybrid vigor showing me something, right? That shows me that, you know what? You come from smart dogs, but your attention span is, a little bit better than your parents. Because you're a young dog and you're picking up on what I want to teach you. Okay, good dog. But I'm not forcing it. Right? But see, you only see this again through hybrid vigor. You only see better dogs through hybrid vigor. When you keep inbreeding and you keep inbreeding, you see the same shit, or you don't, or you see the less. You either see the same or less. You don't see better. You see the same or less. You understand that? When you inbreed. So if I, for example, right, using AK as an example, I'm going to actually do this one. When I decide to do it, take AK out of retirement. I have how many daughters? I have a Bandog version 1. I'm going to have more when I breed AK to Silver Bullet, whatever that happens. I haven't decided when. Anyway, I have 1 Bandog daughter to him, right? I have 1, which is Nina. No, I have Fire, Desire, Peaches, Draca. I think that's it. Draca, Fire. Yellow Flame. That's 6. So I have 6 daughters of AK. I'm going to breed them to each and every one of his daughters. The reason why I'm going to do this is because I want to create a double XL pit bull version. I want to create his style of dog. How do I do that? I got to breed him to his genetics. And that's the only way I'm going to breed his type. Okay. Now, will I keep doing that over and over? No, because I know it's going to diminish. I'm just going to breed him to his daughters. I'm not going to keep breeding him to his daughters, granddaughters. No. Because I know it's going to diminish. You're going to lose shit doing that. That's a fact. You're going to lose genetic vigor. Okay. Now watch this though. Now, I will do what some breeders know how to do. I'll take AK to another female, produce offspring off of that, daughters off of that, and then breed him to his daughters on that one, right? And then what I'll do is I'll take those kids from that mom and then the other kids from the other moms and then breed those together, right? Experimenting so that I can still keep vigor in that tag, but still keep type. It's an experiment now. But at the same time, I don't want to lose vigor. You understand the experiment, you guys? Do you understand the experiment? How we want to keep vigor in there at all times? Because performance is our goal, not type. Okay? The look is not our goal, even though that plays secondary. Remember, that plays secondary if you're good at it. However, that's not our goal. If my dogs look different but perform at the highest level, perform better than the last generations, I won. Me, as a high performance dog breeder. If I can tell you this dog got 700 horsepower, next breeding, this dog has 750 horsepower. The next breeding, this dog has 800 horsepower. Who's winning? Whether the dogs look different or not. I won as a breeder because every year that I do that breeding, every generation, it gets better in performance, better in functionality. I win as a breeder because that's what I focus on, performance. Okay. So you guys need to understand how important this is. Why we are talking about this tonight. Why us as Bandog breeders, if you're doing Bandogs, this is our best friend. Hybrid vigor, right? And we don't have to lie to kick it as Bandog breeders, right? As the goat breeder was mentioning, right? And I had to go ahead and interject, let them know, like, hey, same thing with us, paper hangers. These guys who act like they dogs is purebred, but they lying because you're not in their yard, and they know they gotta do an outcross, and they mixed breed, and they fucking go back to their shit, right? They throw a quick F1 in there, and then they breed back to their fucking tight line shit. They've been doing that shit for years. Some of y'all who are naive might not believe it, but oh yeah, they've been doing that shit for years. Come on, man. Because everybody, if you're doing this shit, you're gonna run into a roadblock inbreeding. Line breeding too much. You're going to run into it. Your dogs are going to dissipate. Come on. Even in the wild, man. See, nature's law is always law. That's God's law, man. Right? Nature's law is the males, for example, we talking about a patriarch-led type pack. Do the lions. You got maybe 2 males. They're in a family. They got all the females. They patrol the perimeter to protect their land and their bitches. The outsiders is not from their family. They from a whole nother pride. They see, okay, we want this territory, then they fight, whatever, right? Boom. Let's say those 2 males get knocked off. Guess what happens? The males from the outside family come into those females. The females had to bow down because the males aren't there. They're not going to overpower those males. Those males breed. Guess what happens? That's an outcross. That's nature's law, baby. Nature makes sure there's enough outcross in there to keep the genetics going, keep hybrid vigor going. So why, as breeders, why don't we understand that that's valuable? Most breeders do, though. It's just the dog game that don't really get that. Real talk. It's the dog game that don't really get that. It's the dog game that don't understand that all you have to do if you're really good at this shit is find you a family outside of yours of dogs that you like that matches or adds to what you want genetically in your family of dogs. That's all you got to do. That's really all you got to do. It's not rocket science. You got to have an eye. You got to have a trusted dog man that you're dealing with so they're not lying to you about the dogs, because these dog guys be lying. They love to lie. But anyway, if you got somebody you find that you're dealing with that aren't liars, they're going to tell you what you're going to get. You can see the dogs. You like the dogs. You say, okay, even though that's not from my line, I like the way that dog looks phenotypically. Okay, I like that look, and I like what he's throwing. I see what he's throwing. I like that. Okay, I need that. I need that. Add it. Add it to your line. Don't be afraid of it. Embrace it. Match the genetics. Match genetics. That's all you do. Simple, right? Simple. Don't get caught up with, okay, I got my dogs, I'm just going to breed family to this. Don't get caught up in that. There's an art to inbreeding too. There's an art to that shit. Don't get carried away, okay? You only do that when you want to compound it. You want to multiply what you got that's good, okay? Don't get carried away with that shit. Don't. You got some good ass dogs you like, and you like, oh, let's say they score 90% and they're family of dogs, run them back. Assess them though. You have to assess them though. How else you going to grade a dog if you don't assess it? You can't assess no damn puppies. Don't fool yourself with that bullshit. You got to keep the motherfuckers. Assess them. Okay, whoa, okay, shit, damn, this breeding did good. Matter of fact, okay, I kept everything. I didn't lose nothing. Good job. Okay, run it back if you like that, because you got exactly what you want. You don't need outcross. Run it back. Keep those. When you see a breakdown, don't go back to the well again. Don't tempt fate. Why? You see a breakdown, you saw it on your notes. Okay, I'm lacking some shit. All these dogs smaller. All the litters are smaller. Like, come on. Okay. Guess what that tells us in the lab? I need to get some outcross. I need some different blood. But I wanted to match what I have. Or if I lack something, I needed to match and add. I needed to match and add. Then guess what you do when you do that? Okay? You keep every single one of them. How many of y'all doing that shit? How many of y'all who are serious about your craft, when you do an outcross, you're keeping everything? Or not only that, you say you got somebody that you can slide some of those puppies to, that you can always come in and tap into the well. So let's say you're not able to keep them all, but you got a couple people that you got in your little network that's gonna have the dogs that you can always tap into. How many of y'all are doing that? Because see, that's what you're supposed to do when you do your outcrosses. Because it's it's the luck of the draw. Does not mean that because you do that outcross the hybrid figure kicks that every dog in that litter is going to show you what you wanted to see, what you needed to see. You're not going to know by a puppy. Don't fool yourself. Okay, I'm saying this so that y'all understand. I'm trying to get this to your head. Don't fool yourself by trying to assess a puppy and be like, oh, that's the one. Don't do it to yourself. Have all the genetics there from the outcross where you can see for yourself and you can assess it like, okay, that's the one. It might be the runt. It might be the biggest one. It might be the medium one. You know what I mean? It could be either one of them dogs, but the only way you know is you got to assess them. Then when you see it, you take the overall dog. Don't take the dog that's the biggest, so I need that size. No, take the overall dog. Get you there faster. Okay, and this is the reason why I tell y'all to take the overall dog. I've had dogs. I'm gonna speak on one. Her name is Tiny. Okay, 35-pound pit bull, smallest bitch of mine. That's why her name is Tiny. She produced some big ass dogs. She produced one of AK's biggest daughters. Matter of fact, she's tied with Draca. Draca is one of AK's biggest daughters. They're damn near tied. Draca has a little bit more bone in her, but they're the same size. They're big bitches, too big. But that came out of my smallest bitch, one that you would call a runt. Okay, I bred her with Cowboy. Okay, I got 3 female puppies out of that. Okay, sold 2, kept 1. Hey, the one I kept, that's a big ass bitch. Pretty bitch too, mean bitch too, smart bitch too. Oh man, but that's a big bitch. Come out of my smallest bitch. Now, imagine if I was naive about this dog shit and I said, you know what, oh, that's a run, I don't want that bitch. I would have never known that bitch produces some big ass bitches. Beautiful bitches too. Not only just big, beautiful bitches. She do it. But that's my smallest bitch. You see what I'm talking about, you guys? That's why you gotta take this shit. What I'm telling y'all tonight, y'all gotta take this shit serious. Y'all gotta pay attention in class. If you want to excel in your breeding program, if you want to produce the best of the best performance dogs, don't get caught up in type. Okay. If you know how to match genetics, every dog that you produce should have a type that you like, whether it's a small type, medium type, large type, they should have the type that you like. I love this. This is what I love. I love looking at each and every one of my puppies, regardless of their variance. I like them. I like to say that, like, I like your small ass. I like your little ass. I like your big ass. I like to say that. I like the variances in my dog. I like the genetics that come out from however God decides to bring them onto the planet. However many different genetic genotypes is in that genetic pool, whatever God decides to spit out that female, I like to look at them puppies. I like to look at them full-grown dogs and say, man, I like your little ass. Or, man, I like your big ass. I like to say that. I like the variance in my dogs. I don't want all my dogs looking the same. Me personally, I like variance. Life is about variance. But it's about the good variance, right? Not the bad variance, even though they both play, right? Good and bad variances play in life. But I like variances that are good. So when I see a good genetic cook-up show me variance that is good, though, man, I'm excited about that, man. Me, I am. I like the diversification of my genetics. I like the diversity of my genetics. Me, not everybody do, right? Some people want their dogs all to look the same. That's to you. That's to each their own. But we're talking about what I'm talking about here. Okay. We're talking about performance dogs. What's more important? Performance or looks? Performance, for sure. Okay. Now, when you're good at what you do, your performance dogs will look good too, right? When you're good at what you do. And when somebody asks you how they bred, oh man, they're mutts. They're just mutts. What? That's a mutt? Yeah, that's just a mutt. And not a mutt in the sense that it's just random, right? Because we're not talking about random breedings. We're not talking about your dogs loose and they just fucking in the neighborhood dogs. We're not talking about them type of mutts. We're talking about that's a different family of dogs. Some might call them scatterbred dogs. Some might call them that. I don't. Okay. I was selective on the different family of dogs that I bred together. It was a thought process. Okay, it was my expertise as a dog man that took this family of dogs and bred it with that family of dogs. And then I knew how to pick out the best dogs because I kept every which one. And then I let them grow up. And then I said, okay, any more damn and shit. Damn, oh man, I don't know which one to pick. All y'all got something that, shit, you got this, you got that, like. And then what do? You do what I just mentioned to you. You take your best fucking stud or your foundation, what you want to build off of, and you breed that to all them damn bitches. Every single one, from the runt all the way up to the biggest one. That's what you do. You're going to get variance, and you're going to get hybrid vigor in each and every one of them damn puppies. And if you're good at it, then every one of them is going to be A1. And see, and not everybody's going to be as critical as you and I when it comes to their dogs. They not. They just might want a dog that has a certain level of drive. And then let's say all them dogs got that particular level of drive, right? And that's all they might want. So, shoot, whatever that dog you sell them, boom, they're happy with it. Oh, that dog's good, right? But see, for us who want to see everything based off the notes, I'm looking at every dog and I'm looking at it. I'm checking off all the shit I want to see for every dog. I don't care what variants, I still want to see it. And if I don't see it and it's in my program, I'm going to see if I can implement in it, which is going to solidify my brains, the brains of the dog. That's going to tell me, okay, you're a thinking dog and you can learn. I like them dogs. You might not have that naturally, but I can put it in your computer. I like you, doggy. See? But the only way we're going to get to this level is accepting and embracing this thing called hybrid vigor. Not getting caught up in the way our dogs look, trying to breed a dog to be 180 pounds. And if these dogs aren't 180 pounds, they're out my program. Like, you might call the best dog because you only looking at the weight of the damn dog. You might have called the best dog out your program. But how would you know, right? If you're not looking at it from a perspective of a performance dog breeder, right? If you're not looking at it from the lens that I'm trying to show you guys how to look at your program, embrace the variance for hybrid vigor. Embrace the variance of the types for hybrid vigor, for the best dog all the way around, full circle. That's what we're looking for. We ain't looking for the dog just to be 150 pounds. We ain't looking for the dog to be purple. We're not looking for the dog to just have man drive. We're not just looking for the dog to just have prey drive. We're looking for the whole thing. We want to grade from 0 to 100. Whichever dog gets the highest grade, whether it's the biggest or the smallest or red, blue, green, the dog that has the highest score all the way around wins. That's how we look at this shit. If you're serious about this performance dog stuff, if you're serious. If you're not serious, this is over your head, man. This is way over your head if you're not serious. Okay, and I understand that. I do understand that. This is not for everybody. This type of dog man talk. It's not. Because this is some real shit. Like if you do what I'm telling you, you will see how real it is. If you take shortcuts, you will see how real that is too. Because then you'll come across somebody like myself who has these type of dogs that are freaks of natures, and you be asking me like, Coach, where'd you get that dog? What do you mean, where did I get it? I cooked it up myself. What do you mean, where did I get the dog? I made the damn dog. What are you talking about? Really? Yeah, I made it. And I can make more of them too, because I let the variances play. I let hybrid vigor be my best friend in the lab, right? Because I didn't invent the wheel, and I'm not going to reinvent it either. And if all these other breeds, animal type breeders say the same thing, then I'm going along with them. But not only am I going along with them, I'm going to experiment like they tell me to do. Try it. Try what I'm saying. I'm speaking on my own experience. However, try what I'm saying and then get your experience as well. Take your notes so you can see it. And then we can all concur the same shit. We can all be like, yep, you're right. Thank you for that, brother. No. Thank you for listening. You know what I mean? Thank you. Matter of fact, not only listening, thank you for applying what you just listened to. Right? So understand, you guys, hybrid vigor is what we need in our programs. Okay? Pick out the best. Match genetics, not family of dogs, not the best dogs in the family. Okay? Match genetics. Have different variances. There's a way to still keep type. I just told you, I gave an example with the AK example. I'm not going to, that's going to be, if you want to know more in detail how to do that shit, you got to subscribe, right? Go subscribe to my IG. That's where you're going to have your very own dog man coach. You guys, any type of specific questions you want to ask, and I'll help you with that. I'll hold your hand through it. However, I'm just going to give you some basic understanding through this. Right? Through this topic, I'm giving you just some basic understanding. But if you really want to know how to keep type with hybrid vigor, you have to subscribe, man. You got to go ahead and be one of my subscribers, where you can ask all this shit and get direct coaching. And I'll tell you how to keep type while still keeping our best friend on deck, which is hybrid vigor. You know what I'm saying? But that shit ain't, like I said, that shit ain't no hocus pocus. Okay? It's not guaranteed either. You are going to have to put in your work, man. You're going to have to keep whole litters. Yeah. Not only keep them, you got to watch them develop too. You can't throw them in the trash. Some dogs might show you something at 1 year old. Some dogs might show you something at 2 years old. Some dogs might show you something at 3 years old. Some dogs might show you something at 4 years old. You understand that? You understand the process? You understand that's why there's only very few people that do this at an elite level? Very few. And most of us just bump our heads on it. Real talk. We bump our heads on those freaks of natures. Not every dog is going to be that, regardless of how good we cook. But because we understand the process of what I'm telling you, we keep them. We let them dogs show us that, oh my God, I didn't know you were going to be the freak of nature. I couldn't have guessed that you was going to be the freak of nature. But I'm sure glad I kept you. Because now I learned. That's how it works. Okay? So thank God, if you're doing band dogs, thank God you're doing band dogs. Thank God. Because that is our whole essence of what we do. We're mixing breeds. We're not creating breed types. Right? The beauty of what we're doing. We're mixing breeds to make the ultimate personal and property protection dogs. So we can accept different breed types, different breed pheno and genotypes, cooking them up the best, right? Cooking up the best with the best and letting God show us what we produce. We're able to do that and embrace it and not have to lie like most of these people who claim they're breeding purebred. What's pure, right? But they're going to claim, oh, mine's is pure. Sounds good. But we ain't got to play that game, y'all. We can say, you know what? Hybrid Vigor's our best friend. I like that dog. I like the way it performs. I like the way it looks. I need those genetics. I'm breeding it with my whatever else dog. I'm breeding with my F2. I'm breeding that with my F3. Whatever. We can do that over here. And I want you guys to embrace that in your formula. Real talk. And if you guys are breeding a specific breed, don't be afraid to step outside your gene pool of family dogs. Matter of fact, embrace that too. Okay. Because if it wasn't for the breeder that I bought AK from, and I'm sure he didn't think of it like I thought of it. Maybe he did. I don't know. I'm not in his mind. But if it wasn't for that breeder doing what he did with 2 different family of dogs, now I can't speak about his brothers and sisters. Whoever has those dogs, they feel they got great dogs. That's on them. Me, I understand hybrid vigor. I have many dogs. I've had many a dogs. I see it. I see inbred dogs. I had inbred dogs that was dumb as fuck. I got rid of them because they were just, I don't know. They weren't bred right. And then, I've had inbred dogs that were superior. I have outcrosses. I have line breds. I have them. I know it. However, if it wasn't for you guys, that breeder doing what he did, taking 2 different family of dogs bred different ways for different reasons, okay, and cooking them 2 up to produce AK, I wouldn't have AK today. I wouldn't have a dog like him. And he is a product of hybrid vigor, the best of the mom and the best of the dad. Okay, the height of the mom, which is where, to me, that's what I wanted. I wanted the height that AK's mom brings to the table. And then the drive of the dad. I wanted the drive of AK's dad. And then the blend of the looks. The blend of them, right? Because that's what hybrid vigor gives you, the best of the parents. And then based off of the best of the parents, you get better than the parents. You understand the hybrid vigor play? The hybrid vigor formula? That's when you know you got hybrid vigor. When I look at AK, he is the best of his parents, and it made better. Period. I know, even though I haven't had my hands on AK's dad, I know AK's drive is more than his dad's. More intense. And his dad is very intense and has a lot of drive. Shout out to his breeder, right, who made his daddy. But I know that AK is a better version. Not to slight his father. No. But I know for a fact that he's a better version of his daddy. I know for a fact that he's stronger than his daddy. I know for a fact that he's bigger than his daddy. I know for a fact that he's got a harder bite and a bigger mouth than his daddy. I know for a fact that he's more intense than his daddy. That's called hybrid vigor. Real talk. I know for a fact that he's taller than his mama. I know for a fact that he's taller than his brothers. I know for a fact that he's probably taller than his grandfather, his great-grandfather, etc. Because that's what hybrid vigor does, you guys. You see what I'm saying? So if you guys understand this, you know what to look for. You see it in your face. You embrace that shit. You add that to your form. You put that hybrid vigor in your cabinet, man. You put that in your genetic lab and you embrace it and you use it at all times. You make sure that's a part of your recipe at all times so that you keep getting better and better and better dogs. If you don't think this way, then shame on you. And again, like I said, this is probably over your head. This class is over your head. And that's fine. Do you and your dogs. But as you see, from my example, you start to see my dogs' generations get better and better Just know this. Just know what we talked about on this episode 37 about hybrid vigor. Just know what we talked about. And then when you ask how, just go back to this episode. Pay attention and take your notes. And if you want to know how in depth, then you go ahead and, hit my subscription, man. You got direct access to me. And you can ask me directly how. And I'll give you the wave because that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? I want to help you. You know what I'm saying? I want to help you because I'm already cooking the way I'm cooking. So I don't mind sharing the recipe with y'all. I go, you know what I mean? Why? I'm cooking. I'm going to keep getting my dogs because I'm going to keep pushing the wave. Are you going to keep pushing the wave, though? Once you finally create your good dog or your best dog, are you going to make better? I don't know if you really have that type of drive like me. However, if you have that type of drive like me, salute to you. Let's go, man. Let's go side by side. Let's push each other. As you step further forward, grab my hand, push me up there with you. As I go forward, I'm gonna grab your hand, I'm gonna push you. See, that's how I operate. I'm always going to the next, 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 to the next. If I got somebody side by side, coach, I'm going there. Oh, I'm gonna see you. Hey, can I get a level up? Yeah, let me grab your hand. I'm gonna level up with you because that's how I roll. Because I'm trying to go. I need somebody to push me. Matter of fact, I don't need that. I'll push myself. But you know what? I would appreciate somebody who pushes me. If we're trying to be better, right? And I don't know hate, but on some friendly competition, like, coach, I know you want to get better. Look, I got the wave. Look at this shit. Oh, damn, I see. Look at the math. Oh, look at the math, coach. Oh, damn, the math is here. Here, man, try this. Okay, I'm gonna try. Say, I'm humble. I'm gonna try that because you showed me the math. Damn, thanks, my man. Thanks, family at work. Boom, I can level up. Boom. You asked me, damn, coach, how you level up? Man, here's the math. Boom, 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 boom. You follow math. Boom, you follow. But you leveled up. Boom, we just side by side. That's how it's supposed to be. That's not how the dog game. That's not how life is. But that's how it's supposed to be. And that's what I'm here for. Okay? I push myself to be better. And then I want to push y'all to be better. But see, it's all about the mathematics. There ain't no wishful thinking. We ain't on no hocus pocus and all that shit. Okay? We doing the work. We're doing the work for it. Right? We're doing an analysis and taking notes, studying. We make mistakes. We take our eraser on our pencil. We erase that shit. We correct it and get better. That's what we do. We ain't over here playing. We ain't over here playing. We doing this shit for real. So, all right, man. That's enough. That's enough. But I'm going to go into the comment section and I'm going to answer, you guys' questions. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section because we're going to do the question and answer session right now. Okay. Corey, man, what's up with you, family? Royalty Method said, I love mutts. You know what I'm saying? Salute to you, man. You know what I mean? Especially if you know the formula of your mutt. I love them too. Okay. So let me see, my man, Just in Time. Just in Time, salute to you, family. Just in Time says, I find it crazy how you can call a dog a mutt. How do you think we got pocket bullies, XL bullies, got into it, crossbreeding did it? Yeah, Just in Time. Every dog created by man would be considered a mutt if you want to technically call a crossbred, different breed of dog a mutt. Yeah, that's how dogs are created. So you're right, 100%. But there's a lot of people who they use it as like a negative thing. Oh, your dog is a mutt, but they're naive to the reality of what a mutt truly is. Now, random mutton, like your neighborhood, random dogs loose humping, yeah, I get that. But if you're strategically mixing, yeah, that's a mutt too. It's a mixed breed, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So you're right, 1,000% correct. Seth Johnson, big salute to you, man. Thank you for showing up to the live, man, to the podcast. I appreciate you, brother. But his comment says, can a bitch be ruined if your unwanted stud gets to her and has pups? I mean, yes and no. Right? That accident might produce some of your best dogs. We're talking about performance. Okay? That accident might produce some of your best dogs thanks to hybrid vigor. So that's a yes and no. That's a yes and no play, Seth. Real shit. Because, like I said, due to hybrid vigor, you don't know what them pups are going to be, even if it was an accident. You know what I'm saying? You never know. So, yes or no. Okay, that could play both ways. Could be a tragedy, or it could be the best damn dogs you ever had, man. Pump 17, man. Salute to your family. Thank you for showing up, brother. All right, so Just in Time had another one. He said, my breeds that I'm creating, he says, I am trait specific, not breed specific, and I prioritize, excuse me, you guys, intelligence so that I can be trained to do whatever the owner's lifestyle is. So it can be trained. I'm sorry. It can be trained to do whatever the owner's lifestyle is. Okay. Facts. Facts, Just in Time. That's how I do it too. I do it the same way as you. All right. Trait specific. Because that's what we're adding. We're adding genetic character. It's like adding parts to a car, right? You don't have a turbo in the car. You need to add a turbo. Okay. I'm not adding a car. I'm adding a turbo. Okay. Same thing with your dog. Same thing. Trait specific is how you should be looking about how you put together your dogs. Okay. So I agree with you, Just in Time. Great point, man. Great point. I agree. Okay. He says, Coach, you talk good talk. That's from Show Enough. Hey, welcome, Show Enough. This might be your first time, man. If it is, thank you for showing up, brother. Thank you for your comment as well. He said, Coach, you talk good talk. You're a great salesperson, but can your dogs go 1-versus-1 with a hog? Man, Show Enough. Good question, by the way. I personally have not put my dogs in a hog. So me telling you specifically, can they? I'm not going to say they can or they cannot. However, I've sold dogs to people who do hog hunt, and they've shown me videos of my dogs on hogs. And not only that, I have dogs that come from family of dogs who were catch dogs and very good at it from Arkansas. So, based off of how I breed my dogs, Show Enough, I put maximum prey drive and man drive. What I mean by that is I make sure that the genetics have that type of drive in them from downlines of dogs, whether they be different breeds or family of dogs that have that type of drive. So I at least know 3 generations back that they have prey drive in. If I'm doing band dogs, they have man drive in them. So I would say, from just my assessment based off of my cook up genetically, and also from people who have my dogs who do use my dogs as catch dogs, yes. Okay. Not only that, Show Enough, I have enough dogs and I've had enough kennel accidents and I have enough land and I have a lot of animal type that be roaming my land to know that when it comes to prey, whether it be a hog, whether it be another dog, whether it be a horse, whether it be whatever, that my dogs is about that action. Now, whether they win or lose, it's up to them. That's not up to me. But I know when it comes to their drive, Show Enough, they got it in them, man. And this is not sales talk, brother. This is real talk. Because I put it in them dogs. You feel what I'm saying? So, and understand this, y'all. I'm not trying to sell y'all shit. Show Enough. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to sell y'all a damn thing, man. Okay. I don't got no puppies for sale. Got a lot of people asking for puppies too. I ain't got no puppies for sale. So I'm not trying to sell y'all nothing, man. I'm just giving y'all information. You know what I mean? I'm just giving y'all information based off of my experience. But good question, though, family. So I'm answering it truthfully. You know what I mean? I ain't never put none of my dogs on no hogs. So I can't say that I see my dogs from my hands get on hogs, but I know that they will because I have clients who do that. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully that answered your question, Show Enough. And thank you for showing up. Thank you for your comment, brother. Thank you, brother. Duravicio, any upcoming letters with AK? Hey, I know Stevie want to know this one too. A lot of people want to know this one. I mean, y'all know I have cook-ups that I want to do. Y'all know it. AK to the Kangol, I want to do that. You know I want to do that. AK to Silver Bullet, you know I want to do that. Okay. Extra credit is the double XL Pitbull choppers. Y'all know I want to create that. I do want to create that. However, I did the takeaway close on the world. I retired AK, even though he's like young, but I retired him because I already did 5 litters and I got a semen on ice. So I don't need to do any other breedings. The two breedings that I'm mentioning is for me because I do want them dogs. Okay, but I don't need them. I do want them, but I don't need them. So to answer your question, yes. However, I just don't know when I'm going to release them. And this goes to Show Enough. Now, Show Enough, this goes to the sales part. Okay. Even though I'm not trying to sell y'all nothing, I got people who want my type of dog, Show Enough. I took them off the market because a lot of people want my type dogs, but they don't want to pay for them. What I mean by that, they don't want to pay what they worth, Show Enough, or whoever else is out there. So what I did, and I told Stevie this, salute to Steve, man. He know what I told him. I did the takeaway close. I took all my production off the table, said I ain't breeding for 1 or 2 years because I want the people who missed out, the hundreds, Show Enough and everybody else, who was asking me for dogs that didn't have their money right, who didn't understand what quality costs. And salute to the ones who did buy the dogs that paid that introductory price because they got a good deal and they knew it. They paid it. They got their dogs. So salute to all of them, all of you guys, all over the United States, all over the world. Salute to all you guys who got your DNA from me for a very, very, very good price. Okay. Bill can be a witness to that. William Marietta, he's a witness to that. Okay. My boy Manny, who comes on here, he's a witness to that. A lot of people's a witness to getting great deals, but there's a lot of people who couldn't even afford that. Show Enough and everybody else. So I took my dogs off the shelf. Now, just like Dura Recio said, man, when's another AK litter coming on? You know how? Hey, I know you know this, Dura Recio. You already know this. You know, people's in my DMs asking me about puppies. A lot, especially when I've been posting these old puppy pics that I've been posting on my IG. My DMs stay flooded. Coach. And it's so cold is that it's a lot of them is people that was asking when I actually had dogs available that didn't have any money right. Now they're asking for dogs. Like, come on, stop playing with me. But anyway, I got 2 that I'm gonna cook up. I just don't know when, Dura Recio. I just don't know when. Okay, but I do have some AK litters that I do want that I will cook up. But I gotta get that demand up. I gotta get everybody's demand and then their money right. Once they demand is up and that money come in, then I'll do it. I'll cook it up, and then we got some good AK shit. But hey, wait till I showcase. I told y'all this summer I got some shit for y'all, man. I'm gonna showcase these dogs on y'all asses, man. Y'all gonna be like, damn. You know, y'all gonna see AK like, damn, AK is 4 years old. AK is 4 years old. Okay. 28. That's 28. He's 28 years old. You see, man, that boy, man, shit. He ain't even hit his stride yet. 4. Wait till you see AK. Wait till you see his son, Black Hawk. That nigga, what? He'll be 2 years old. Black Hawk will be 2 in August. He's still a puppy. Wait till you see that boy, Black Hawk. Okay. Wait till you see Chopper the Man Stopper. Okay. These are all AK offspring. Wait till you see Draca. Wait till you see Nina, his daughter, his Bandog daughter. Man, AK, man. That's why I had to take them off the shelf. That's why I got to put them in retirement because they're not, you know what I mean? I'm not giving that shit away. Sorry. You know what I mean? If I had to pay, the world gonna have to pay. And I'm gonna be fair. I'm not gonna hit y'all over the head and break your and crack your skull. Because I got my head cracked when I bought my genetics. I paid top dollar. Y'all wouldn't do that though. And I'm not expecting y'all to do that because y'all ain't me. Okay. But I understand how valuable I got my head cracked when I bought AK. But I was willing for that. And look what I got. I got a freak. You know what I'm saying? And not only is he a freak, he produces freaks. So salute to AK, man. So yeah. Dura Recio, I got some shit coming though. You know what I mean? I gotta wait a little bit more, but I got some shit coming. You feel me? Hey, Bill. Salute, Bill. You heard what Bill said? Bill said maximum drive. Okay. He got one of my Shaka times Africa. That's one of my inbred. My inbred, because you know, quality dogs, but they came from outcross. Shaka in Africa, litter mate brothers and sisters, they came from outcross. They came from hybrid vigor. So me tightening that shit up, that was great on great. And that's what he got. He got maximum. He got 6 times the drive. Okay. He got 6, and he got a puppy still. He's still, he's still gonna see her blossom and blow his mind. You know what I mean? But shout out to Bill, man. You know what I mean? He put his money where his mouth is. You know what I'm saying? He support me, but he spend bread with me too. So big salute to him. Doricio said, I know a lot, and them pups look good. Hey, thank you. Thank you, Doricio. I appreciate your support, man. I really do, man. But I take pride in this shit. Y'all can hear it in my voice. It's blood, sweat, and tears, blood, sweat, and dog shit, man. Sacrifice I put in my program, man. This shit, this is. I'm not freestyling this shit. Like, I take what I do seriously. You know what I mean? Like, I really do study this shit. And not only do I study, I apply what I study. I'm in the lab with this shit, cooking. I keep dogs so that I know for sure. I don't assume shit. I keep so that I know. Okay? I have a plan and I execute the plan. Right? And then based off of that, based off of what God gives me, hopefully I get what I'm cooking. That's all I can hope for. But at the same time, I'm putting in the work. Right? I'm getting the top quality genetics. Right? I'm doing what I say. I'm not just saying it because it sounds good to y'all. Oh man, coach talking that good shit. No, I'm doing what I'm saying. I'm not talking this shit. This is what I'm doing. What I'm telling y'all is what I'm doing, what I'm seeing. I'm not over here just having a lecture based off of just, what I heard, what somebody else told me, right? What I saw on YouTube. No, I'm telling y'all what I'm doing, what I'm experiencing with these dogs. And then I'm giving y'all live in the field shit. That's what I'm doing. And not only what I'm doing is what I'm showing you is what I'm doing, you can apply it and get damn near the same results if you put in the same type of work, if you don't take no shortcuts. If you follow what I'm telling you to the exact play, you will damn near get 90% or above exactly what I'm getting. Me and you will both come back to the lab. We'll review the tape. We'll watch the tape together and be like, yep, does this match? Yep. Because there ain't nothing new under the sun. I'm not telling y'all nothing new. But you still have to do what I'm telling you to get the type of results. You can't half step what I'm talking about. Period. Because you're going to get half the result. Do the whole thing, get to the finish line, score, touchdown. You see what I'm saying? It is what it is. It's all facts. Okay? Doricio, what do you say, Doricio? He said, my wife laugh at me because she say I'm like you. She listening to. Oh, man. Hey, salute to your wife, man. Hey, you know what it say in the Bible? If you believe in Jesus Christ, you believe in the Bible, you believe in God. Jesus says, when you find a good wife, you find a wife. When a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing, man. So salute to your wife, man. You got a good, I'm sure she's a good woman, man. So to all of us who have good women, man, praise God for your women, man. Praise God for your wives, man. We got good things, man. So salute to her, man. Salute to your wife for supporting you. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, if y'all ain't got no other questions, man, if y'all got any questions, ask it now. I'm going to answer all your questions. But if you don't, we're going to wrap this thing up shortly. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to talk about hybrid vigor and the importance, man. The importance of doing this type of breeding for performance dog breeders. If you don't embrace this, you're stupid. And what did Forrest Gump says? What do you say? Stupid is what stupid does. We're not stupid over here, man. We smart. We pay attention in class. Okay. You can go in and do your own study and research on hybrid vigor, on plants, on all living things. Do it. And they all concur the same things. Anybody who's at the top of their game when it comes to breeding, they use this in their breeding programs. You better use it too if you're breeding performance dogs. Get good at it. Experiment with it, like what we're talking about. Okay. Don't just do it one time and think that you got it. No, do it multiple times. Try a different family of dogs with different traits, right? Different desired traits that you want to add to your program. It has to be desired traits. Okay. Try it. Experiment with it. Keep dogs. Take your notes. See it for yourself. See that it works for yourself. Like, oh shit, this works. You know what I mean? Try it. so that you can be a believer, right? Like these other people who have tried this and they are believers. Like, shit, well, I got my family of dogs and I got these damn crossbreed dogs, man. And, you know, my family of dogs are good, but this crossbred shit is better. Try, you know, like take your, you know, test it. Don't take my word for it. Get in the lab too. Put your own work in. Like I say, don't take my word for it. Put the work in, man. Let's compare notes. Come back to me like, man, coach, I did it, and man, my fucking purebreds is better than these fucking crossbred. And then we're going to assess why, right? Did you take the best crossbred like you took the best of your inbred? Because if you took the best crossbred with the best inbred, I guarantee you, based off of everybody else who does this shit, your best crossbred is going to outperform your fucking best inbred. Okay? Because there's nothing new under the sun. If all these major other breeders do this shit and they concur and their commercial breeder, that means their breeding program is probably way more advanced than your shit if they're commercial breeders. Okay? If these commercial breeders do it and they got all the technology, they got all the shit that you don't got, and they're doing it, why aren't you doing it? Why is your notes not matching their notes? You don't have all the resources they have, but they have all the resources that you don't have, and they're doing it. See? That's the arena that I'm coming from. That's the information that I'm giving y'all. That's what I want y'all to understand. Okay? Don't be afraid of the outcross, man. Use your inbreeding to compound what you like, right? That means like condense it, right? In the genetic pool, right? Don't get carried away with the shit. Just compound it. Keep those. See which ones show you the best of that, right? And then outcross that shit with the best, right? Outcross your best with the best from somewhere else, and then get hybrid vigor, man, and get better. Like, oh shit, just make even better than that shit, right? Make that your art form with these damn dogs. Try that. If you try that, I promise you, you'll be talking like all these other individuals who try the same things. With all the different, you'll be talking just like them, because our whole focus is performance, better function, you know, better vitality, better health, better drive, better, you know, that's all we want. Who cares what it look like? If it's better, it's the ugly duckling, but it's better. Ugly duckling wins. You win, ugly duckling. I need to work on your looks next, okay? But you know what? You win because overall you're better than my pretty shit. So you know what? I'm gonna add some look to your good shit. Okay, I'm gonna work on my craft and make your ugly ass look better. But I still gonna choose you because you overall is better. That's how we got to see these performance dogs. Okay. In closing, that's how you cook up the best performance, any type breed, any type animal. That's how you do it, man. Best of the best, different family of dogs, best genetics with that family, best genetics with your family. Boom. And guess what? And I'm going to close out with this. Back in the days, centuries ago, when people were freestyling their family trees and they were breeding the cousins, because it's like, you know, our blood is pure. And they were breeding cousins and breeding the kids together and shit. They was doing that shit back in the day. Yes, they were. And guess what they ran into? They ran into defects. Trial and error. They were experimenting with the shit. We're going to keep our blood pure. And, you know, maybe they might have had 5 generations before they came to a defect. Then they figured out they was getting retardations and they was getting shit that they wasn't liking. They're like, oh, well, fuck, our blood ain't that pure after all. Guess what they started doing? They started outcrossing. But guess what they were outcrossing to? They weren't outcrossing to the peasant bitch. They wasn't outcrossing to the whore bitch with the big titties and the big ass. No, they weren't, you guys. They were going to the other kings and queens and other high people of high stature. And they was like, hey, man, you know what? I got some kids, man. And you know what? I like your family. I like what your family has accomplished. Let's go ahead and make a truce and let's exchange our, you know, goods. And I'm going to give my son to your daughter. How's that? and we're gonna blend our families together because I like your family and I need that in my. That's what they was doing. They was creating hybrid vigor. Did you know that? I don't know if you knew that, but they got wise to the game, and they were taking the best from different families and crossing it into their shit. And then guess what they was getting? They was getting better than their family genes. They figured that out by trial and error. It was like, oh shit, this African tribe king and my whatever European king shit, we took our kids and bred them together, and then our grandkids is better than both of us. Our grandkids is better than us. How the fuck? How come we didn't know that? See, how would they know unless they did that shit? Hybrid vigor. Same thing with our dogs, man. Don't forget that shit. All right? Don't forget it. So anyway, let me give everybody a shout out again before I close out. Thank you again for showing up. Doricio, thank you for getting pole position, man. Thank you for showing up early bird, man. 6:15 on the dot sharp. Big salute to you, Doricio. I appreciate your support, man. You know I do, man. Hey, Bill. Bill, man, I appreciate you. You already know I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you support me on the subscription, paid subscription, like you do, brother. I appreciate you spending your bread with me, buying a dog. You know what I mean? All your input, all your shit, man. Thank you, Bill. Much love and respect, man. I really appreciate you, man. Off the top, Jerry Hurley, man, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for your consistency, man. You know what I mean? I do appreciate the love, man. I really do, man. Thank you. Royalty Methods, again, thank you for your consistency. You know what I'm saying? And showing up, brother, because y'all ain't got to be here, but y'all show up for class every time, man. So I salute you, Royalty Methods. Big Stevie, man, thank you, brother. You know what I'm saying? I know our relationship is new, but man, you were, a very knowledgeable dog, man. I appreciate our conversations. I appreciate your subscription as well. I appreciate all the knowledge and wisdom you bestow upon me, and always having the ear to hear, man. So I appreciate you as well, man. Tyrone Stewart, big up to you, man. Thank you for showing up, man. Thank you for showing up again. I appreciate your support as well. Carolina Blue, thank you, man. I appreciate your consistency too, man. I appreciate you, brother. Hey, also Carolina Blue, I thank you for telling me about Chico Lopez. You know what I mean? Hey, Chico Lopez was over there hating on AK-47 Chopper. Can you believe that? Old AK-47 Chopper on Chico Lopez's radar, hating on AK-47 Chopper because AK is ringing bells all through that damn pit bull community. You know what I'm saying? Had Chico Lopez in his feelings and shit. So, hey, shout out to you, Carolina Blue, for telling me about that, man. That shit was funny to me, man. Free advertisement for AK-47 Chopper, man. So salute to you, Carolina Blue. Young Ready Red, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for showing up, and thank you for your consistency as well, man. I appreciate you, boy. Corey I, man, you already know what time it is. You know what I mean? Thank you for showing up. Thank you for your consistency. Thank you for your support, all the shit. Larry H, man, I appreciate your consistency too, man. Thank you for showing up, man. Thank you for your input, all that shit. Oh, actually, man, I missed that one. Hold on, Larry H. I missed that comment before I close out on that, man. Larry H said, when I worked in Saudi Arabia, I was going to try to import boar goats, but ended up only being there a year, and it pretty much seemed impossible. Okay, well, you know what, Larry? I don't know if you're still in the ghost, man, but shit, a lot of the stuff, and me and Stevie was talking about this shit too, about importing and stuff. A lot of the stuff that you would import is already here in the States, man. So you can save yourself some money, right? Save yourself, the trust thing, because you got to trust these individuals overseas. You know what I mean? And, you can probably find what you're looking for in the States, Larry. So, you know what I mean? Do your research in state, man. You probably find something better even in the States, man. Because you know how we do. We take the jokers, we take what they give us overseas and we make it better out here in the U.S. You know how that works. So, man, look in the U.S. for your boar goats, man. I'm sure you'll find what you want, family. Just in time, big salute to you. Seth Johnson, big salute. I don't know if this is your first time, Seth, but thank you for showing up, man. I appreciate you, brother. Hopefully you show up again. Pump 17, thank you for your consistency too, man. I appreciate you. Just in time, you already know, much love and respect. Show enough, man. Hey, hopefully you show up again, family. Thank you for your comment, brother. Thank you for showing up as well. And if I missed anybody, hopefully I didn't. But like I said, much love and respect. Come back next Thursday, man. I'll have another cook for y'all. But I hope y'all got something from this hybrid vigor, man. A lot of game. If y'all want to know details, man, go to my IG and hit that subscription, man. Hit that subscription, and you can ask me in detail if you all want to know some formulas and shit like that, or anything when it comes to dogs, man. You got me, man. I'm always here, man. Your very own dog man coach. But anyway, man, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for showing up. Much love and respect. Love y'all. Until next Thursday, I'm out.